So, well, let's have a look how it looks, shall we? So here you guys are in the cavern, covered in crystals. But alongside, now that you have a chance to look, then yeah, sorry, I swapped. That's what. I knew there was 2 people up and 3 people down, but it's Stain that went down with the cart, and Yarrick stayed up top. So yeah, there is this kind of like huge bang, and then this silence comes across the the cavern as you guys land. Suppose Dudon is still a
Still in animal form, yes.
there we go.
How hurt are you from the fall?
I took that 12 damage, so.
Yeah, Stain looks a little bit banged up from the fall, but otherwise, generally not too bad. All of you guys can make perception checks. However, it is it's not that dark in here because these crystals seem to be giving off some form of light into the cavern.
Oh, I don't get advantage since I'm not wearing the shield.
Yeah. Well, I'm not supposed to have advantage either, but
Starting off well.
Can you remind how many bodies were there around us? Like were they spread all across here, or just few, or what?
You can see them on the map. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, yeah, a few bodies. It's not like a huge.
Right. It wasn't a pile.
No. It's just a few bodies around. Yeah. Yeah. So really, only Rain, I guess, with that perception. Only Rain is kind of paying attention, I guess, having Misty step down to the surroundings particularly, and you notice that there are these like crystal outcrops, and inside these crystal outcrops are what look like crystalline flowers. Essentially, they look like plants, but they are like the petals are kind of crystal in nature, and they are giving off this sort of purplish, reddish light glow that fills the cavern, and that's actually what's illuminating the cavern generally and allowing all of you to see decently well. But underneath the crystal structures, there appears to be growing tendrils of viney kind of types of plant that are spreading out across the mostly rocky ground here, so they don't appear to be getting any purchase into any kind of dirt or anything, because this is all rock. But it appears that they are, these tendrils are being sent out to try and root into other places from here. Yeah, I would say with a 22 even, maybe make an Arcana check as well. Yeah, with a 19 you can almost see the spread of these crystals from the large kind of hole, and now taking it in, this appears to be like a hole that goes deeper and further into the mine. But you can see that obviously there's a huge kind of crystalline structure here, and it appears that they are sort of slowly growing out of that and have spread out of that hole further into this cavern. And around here you can see the remnants of obviously once was the regular mining operations, tents and barrels and these kind of things that people were using to originally mine out this area before whatever happened.
Can we head down from the ladders?
Yeah, as you say that, there is a ladder here, but before you can make a move, Finley, you guys hear a stomping, growling noise coming from the open mine shaft. You probably have like time to all react like once, essentially, as you hear it getting closer with speed.
So the open mine shaft, you mean like here behind us, or?
No, the hole, I should say, rather than the mine shaft. Yeah.
So like
you probably can't see it from where you are, Yarrick, because it's not bright enough. You can just about see it, yeah. In this direction.
Oh, right, okay. Now I got the perspective.
It just kind of gets to like a dark area in this direction. Basically, this whole thing is on a slope. So from where you guys are, you're 10 foot up on a platform, but then the room below is also sloping down into this hole.
So is anyone, I guess, Is someone coming down from the?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
so I'll say you guys have like sort of an action to react to hearing the noise, just as Finley's about to kind of start to go onto the ladder.
my reaction would be like hearing the stomping, like sort of whisper yell that like what, hide for now, and then I would head down and behind this tent here.
Okay. Yeah.
Amu! I try to go behind the rock.
Yeah. So make a stealth check, Finley. And you try to go and hide behind this rock as an ox, yeah? Go.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, so you find yourself a pretty good hiding place there, Finley.
I'm thinking, do I have time, like we had our equipment in that like crate or
You
something?
hid it in the
Do I,
cart,
like,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
have time to like get my sword and shield at least?
You
Would
can
have
head.
time
You
for
can
that.
head down. It's probably your whole movement to get there, because this is like a 10-foot ladder as well. So you can basically
behind
head
the
to
cart
the
as well.
cart, and you'll be able to kind of on your next turn pick up your weapons if you, but not your plate armor. That would take you
Yeah,
time to put on. But you
I
can
don't
grab
have
your
plate
weapons as a
armor,
free
but-
action at the start of your next turn. But if you use your movement now to get there, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would do that. So
Is it possible to hide underneath the platform that Jarek is standing on right now? Are there like pillars I could hide behind or something?
They're probably not thick enough to hide behind because they're just sort of smaller posts.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dark under there, and like maybe you can kind of like if you don't move, like maybe you could kind of.
so wait, how high up was the platform?
10 feet.
So would I take fall damage if I just jump down?
What's your strength score?
16, I think.
Yeah, with a 16,
Yeah.
I will say that you can jump it, yeah, without taking full damage.
Cool. Marble jump.
Yeah, but I mean, you still probably have to.
Yeah.
You still probably have to walk over there, so it's like roughly the same thing as taking the ladder, to be honest. I mean, probably based on pure movement, you actually couldn't make it if you took the ladder, because you'd have to do 10 feet down, and then 20 feet. But, you know, for the sake of this, I'll say either way, whether you... Yeah, true. You can dash and stuff and get to the cart, right? So you can get here, for sure. You just can't really do much else.
I probably can't reach like these rocks here to hide behind, so I'll just go and hide below the platform then, like in the darkness.
Yeah, sure. You can make a stealth check there as well.
Where was stealth? There.
But yeah, you're lacking kind of breaking line of sight easily, so yeah, and you try to hide there. Stain.
Can I grab my shit and hide behind the rock?
Yeah, free action to pick your stuff up. Which rock are you aiming for? Because it might be a little far away from where you are with one movement.
I did measure it.
Oh no,
It is,
yeah, you're okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I'll go behind the... All the way over there.
Yeah, and if you're also trying to hide, you can make a stealth check as well.
Stealth there. Oh,
Not great either, not great.
Wait, too much
You try
noise.
as well.
Yeah. Oh, Dudon, you should also make a stealth check as an ox. I think it's probably
Still a bit-
disadvantage.
a bit.
I mean, index is 0, but yeah, I can.
I think in this case, you can just do a stealth check. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. So just click
Yeah, I guess the
stealth.
cover is big enough for the ox. Still.
Yeah, it's more about how sort of quiet.
So
you
it should
stay.
be like 10. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you know, you're not breaking line of sight if anything comes past the rock, so you just won't be hidden. But you can try. Okay, cool. So with that, we will put on this different music. If we can do it.
By the way, does like changing the volume for me like adjust it for everyone else as well?
No.
No, it's
No, that's
individual.
client side.
And pausing?
Pausing does
Yeah. Okay.
pause for everyone. Yeah.
I think I did that a couple times in our first ones. But anyway.
So you guys can roll initiative. Let me just. Oh, there's always someone who does it too quickly for me.
Yeah, you have to select your character as
No,
well.
I mean it actually worked, so that's fine. If you select your character and do it, it works fine.
Yes.
Ah, yay! Woo.
Patient.
Still faster than me.
But by the way, how was it with the Ox's stats or your own stats, or how did it go with initiative?
On Oxys stats.
Fuck.
So then
Minus
it's
3 in that case. Yeah. Yes.
-3, yeah. Okay. So turn order, descending, cool. Yeah. So then you guys are from your various hiding places. Yarrick, you can make a stealth check. It's not necessarily that effective, but you are in sort of the pile of wood and stuff that you can maybe dip down into.
Rummaging for my stuff.
Yeah, it's not likely to be as effective as a hiding place, but you can still make a stealth check just to see.
I don't have the heavy armor, but
It's the same kind of easy.
yeah, the same thing as last time. Rolling with advantage, 14 and 15, 15 and 16. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Why bother? Yeah, so you guys see as coming out of the tunnel is a creature, a large, here we go, humanoid figure. That is kind of, yeah, roided up, kind of humanoid, kind of, but very kind of like, yeah, like overly kind of built to the point where it's like almost like unnerving and kind of a little bit like weird to look at, right? When you see this creature come out, as if it's kind of like a little bit like Bane from Batman, right? You know, where it's like way too over the top and like you look and it's like something's wrong with this creature. This doesn't look like how this is like a natural state for this creature to be in. And you see not in,
natty.
yeah, not in the picture itself, but you see that it has braces like manacles on which have broken. So it was once manacled, but the manacles are on its wrists and parts of the chain hang down at its side as if it was once manacled together, but it is no longer. And you see also a collar on its neck of like a black iron, which is about what you can make out initially, which also appears to, barely even fit around this like muscled out kind of like neck. And you see a kind of loop where a chain would have once been.
He doesn't even have a neck.
Yeah, it's kind of like somewhere between the chin and the start of the shoulders. Yeah.
Does he also say you can't milk those?
Yeah. And this thing is obviously full of rage, and it's also like giant sized. So in this case, large in game terms. I need to just restart Roll20.
Is it just like charging in, or?
Yeah. So it kind of like runs forward, presumably having heard a noise in the cavern. And it runs forward out of the hole and kind of takes a second to kind of like look around in like a really like angry, raged out kind of like, left, right kind of. He kind of looks around the room, looking for whatever the source of the noise was initially as well. So it is going to make a perception check to start with. Oh wait, it's not large. Oh my god, it's huge, guys. I'm sorry to say.
Jesus.
Okay.
It is one larger than that. It is huge.
Do you want to retract your words?
I've changed my mind. Yeah. So yeah, it is clearly a giant, as in like not just in size, but it is clearly a giant, as in like the race of creatures of giants. Which some of you, maybe have heard of or encountered before or something like that. I'm not sure. You guys haven't actually ever encountered any giants in particular, right? But you would know of the race of giants, which are normally kind of like antagonists, bad bad guys. There's not normally many friendly giants. They normally keep to themselves in their own tribes in mountains and attack people that come by and all that sort of stuff. So you wouldn't have ever really encountered one. But yeah, this giant is obviously like beyond a kind of regular like humanoid giant as you've heard them described. There's obviously something else going on. However, yeah, it rushes forward into the room and takes a look around. It is going to roll perception.
So it doesn't seem to have any kind of like plant corruption or anything that we would have seen before went around.
You can make a quick perception check as it rushes in if you would like.
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. I realized I have used invisibility, and I don't think I have broken it
Yours
either.
didn't break.
Mine didn't break because I had to roll the.
Yeah, you should still have it up.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm stealthed anyway. But just to remember.
Yeah, it gives you extra, stealthy abilities.
Can anyone roll a perception or?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do, yeah. I mean, Rain's question in specific with a 12, you don't see anything on the creature that suggests it's like related necessarily to any kind of plant-based corruption. You don't see any vines, you don't see any like specifics that kind of link to that.
Just looks like a normal humanoid, like a giant, of course, but like.
Yeah, it's kind of like a deformed giant that's like over the top, kind of muscular and kind of like a mutant almost, or something like that. Like a kind of like a giant gone wrong. Yeah, Yarek, anything particular you're interested in when you look at the creature with a 20?
Well, since you already answered that was kind of like my main question. That. Yeah, can you see anything like effect from the plants? And well, looking at the manacles, like were they meant for a smaller creature that like did he grow and they broke as a result, or were they like meant for him?
Smart.
Yeah, smart question. Yeah, but no, they appear to be made for him to size. Yeah, okay. They're not like super tight on the wrists and expanded or something.
Okay.
Yeah, they were designed for a large creature or a huge creature in this case. Yeah. I mean, 11s and 12s. Like, if you guys have any other questions or specific things you want to know about creatures.
What about the make of the manacles, maybe? If like, what do they look like?
Yeah, I would say with the perception checks in general, you probably can't see more than they are made of like a kind of like a black dark metal type of,
Okay.
But you can't see much from here without getting a bit closer.
I'm sure we will closer.
We'll see. Yeah, so he's gonna roll a pretty shit perception check.
+8 though.
+8, yeah. Very shit perception check.
I guess I brushed my shield having that kind of perception.
But he is gonna move 30 feet forwards into the center of the room. Boom. He just kind of stomps on the vines as well as he runs through. Doesn't appear to be worried about them, but you do see that as he steps on the vines, they retract back in reaction to the movement, similar to some vines that you may have encountered in a warehouse one time previously. So yeah, it kind of stomps forward and it sees the ox. Like, I mean, it's also like,
breakfast.
It's also very tall, and so even you're hiding behind this, it's seeing over the top of the rocks, even if it's not quite in line of sight. But it stomps forward and it sees an ox right there. However, it used its movement, so it's going to look towards you and lock eyes with the ox, which is weird. And you have to make a DC 14 charisma saving throw, please, as an ox.
So
I assume ox charisma is.
Wait. Charisma is your own mental, so it's fine.
It's all mental.
You failed.
Still failed.
Okay, you take.
You are charmed.
Oh
Take
boy.
27 points of psychic damage.
Excuse
As-
me.
Okay, guys. How do we bail?
Excuse me. So
Yeah.
wait, 20. Okay, I'm okay.
No,
I'm
no,
not
that's-
ox anymore, and I'm looking like barely living.
Yeah.
Brain
Um,
matter leaking out of your ears.
yeah, it stares at you and connects its eyes with you, and yeah, with a failed save, yeah, you take a huge amount of psychic damage as you just feel this piercing, like psychic stare directly into your eyes. I mean, that was a pretty good damage roll, unfortunately for you guys, but yeah.
Well, 68
I'm
at
pretty
level.
much average actually. If
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
RV8,
actually, true.
We're level
Yeah.
4, man.
Yeah, true.
Remember.
Okay. Stain.
Wait, so my turn.
You
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're just dead. No, sorry.
There's a new character sheet.
Yeah. Sorry, it is your turn. Yeah, Jidon. Yeah.
Yeah,
You are no
so,
longer an ox. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm. You know.
Try to speak to it.
Yeah, Dudon is, you know, screaming at the moment and shaking and everything and trying to mumble his word and, you know, casting Barsking and then turning into beer? Yes.
Bear.
Beer?
Beer.
Beer
Yes.
can.
He just has a
drink or
beer
the giant
one,
drink.
Yes.
one last drink before death.
Yep, so proud.
Yeah. So Buckskin,
Proud.
and you turn into a
Proud.
bear. Yeah.
I need to find all the stats. His. Yes. Now being in the animal form, feeling a bit more.
Ooh, they added extra free assets. Look at this. It doesn't fit with top-down view, but rawr.
Nice.
And then they added this
Oh, I
one.
can't see.
This is more fitting, I think. But they
Dude,
did
on
add, they did
after
add the
friendly
actual
fire.
It's it's a large beast, so yeah.
Yeah.
Being a large beast, he's a bit more brave again, and he's gonna attack.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
So first this.
Yeah. 16 hits. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see this creature that has no like armor or anything. You know, it is just basically flesh and like a loincloth, essentially. And yeah, 9 piercing damage. You see, it rips into its. Do I have this set up? One sec.
So, Make, does it work so that you have certain amount of HP with your animal form? Then if you lose over that, then it goes away from your actual HP.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
Over
from
and
the
below.
27 I took first like the remaining from the ox, and then I took the rest of my.
Wasn't it in
Oh,
Baldur's Gate? It just like didn't touch your real HP until you turned back.
I think it
I don't remember.
I
like
think
don't
if,
think
if
I
you
ever
if you take
played.
over
Counted.
the damage, I think it did go to your
Yeah.
actual
Really?
character.
Okay. I
I think
remember
so,
it
yes.
wrong then. Because I think Halsin took like so much damage at some point and he just turned back to human full HP and then turned back to animal.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
sorry.
But yeah, then
Yeah, you
the
take
second
yeah.
attack.
Close to 20.
Yeah.
Close, yeah. Bad damage roll, but still 7 damage.
Overall 16 and
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
And you know, Dudon is.
I guess you needed to move closer a bit as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm next to. Yes. Karjua.
Roar.
Yeah, swipe, or bite swipe, or however it works out. Yeah, you see that you do take some chunks out of this creature, and wherever you slash it, there's no like red blood. It's like a black, treacle-like blood that kind of like leaks out of the holes, and it just looks angry and kind of roars as well back at you, with seemingly very little intelligence behind its form. Yeah, anything else to do? That's your turn, I guess.
That's my turn. Yes.
Stain.
Ooh.
You
Yeah.
get the sense from where you are with your poor stealth roll that it has also noticed you. so you are not hidden from it in any way, unfortunately.
Oh, I wasn't
fully
assuming that I'm safe ever.
Yeah, but however, it is obviously focused on the bear right now.
Yeah, I can't make a trip attack on it because it's huge. See,
True.
Fuck.
guess I'll try to blind it with the eye burn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do I just want to blind it or do I want to deal max damage?
Blind doesn't sound bad to me.
I just need to hit the shot. And he needs to fail his saving throw.
Focus, guys,
Right.
focus.
I'm just waiting for this.
Shoot him in the head.
Between the
nice,
eyes.
nice, boom. Yep, straight shot from the Iburn crossbow, so you can do damage and
Damage.
also
And DC 15 Constitution save. Or
15.
be blinded for 1 minute.
Ooh.
Pretty impressive. However, you imagine that Constitution is probably one of its fortes.
Yes.
Uh,
I took that into account.
Yeah, but good damage anyway. So 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. Just checking any resistances and stuff. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
But again, did
Yeah.
I use the correct one?
Yeah, I was thinking like shock.
No, that's not right. That's missing. That was the. Sorry, that was the wrong one. There we go.
Oh, okay.
That was better.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So another 8 points on what I already did. Yeah. Okay. Big. Yeah, 19 in total, right?
Or
It was 11, and I added.
or you can just
I
take
don't-
take the previous one at 10.
Whatever works.
Add
What's
10.
that? I mean,
Wait, what?
21,
It was
19.
11
yeah.
and now it was.
Yeah, it was 11. Now it's 19. So I'd already done the 11, so I need to add take an extra 8 off to make
Yeah.
it to 19 total.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Just checking my maths. Makes sense. Because I can't add the 11 back in and then take
Pressing
19.
the-
Well, I
pressing the
can,
wrong
but
buttons.
yeah, it's all good. Yeah, 19 damage, huge, and DC 15. Okay. He has a +5 to Constitution. But he can't roll, so yeah, he is blinded. Nice.
Blind for 1. I'm
Nice.
thinking, do I want to move?
So 1 minute is 10 rounds, right? Is there a way to break this? Does
Yes.
it take a saving for every round or something?
Probably as it took.
Target can
takes
repeat
damage.
saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Gotcha. Yeah, sure.
Not when it takes damage.
No, I don't think that affects it. Yeah,
At the end of its turn.
What does blind do?
it can't
You got
see.
see.
But what does it affect in your attacks? Smartasses.
Yeah.
It can't do any range attacks, I think.
Yeah, it can't do range. It basically has disadvantage, and
Yeah,
you
okay,
guys all have advantage on it.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
actually kind of huge.
Just like the first attack, he can't lock eyes with you.
Meaning we have advantage.
very
Does
true.
that mean we can roll our spells twice to hit them?
If
For
you have
for
an attack
attacks,
roll.
yeah,
Yeah, attacks.
If it's saving throws, then yeah, it doesn't affect saving throws. I can tell you.
So it's not gonna do
exactly.
saving throws with disadvantage.
No.
Okay.
So attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, and it fails any ability check that requires sight. So
Okay.
if it tries to look for you hiding, for example, it will fail.
Okay.
So yeah, actually very effective. As the creature now kind of like claws at its eyes, as basically you see the magic from the crossbow. The bolt hits it straight in the head, huge amount of damage, and this like kind of phosphorus bright light starts to burn into the just in the eyes of the creature itself, kind of stuck into the creature, and it can't see anything except a blinding white light. Anything else you want to do, Sam?
I will use action surge and do another attack.
Yeah.
This
Chance to be
time,
dead before my turn.
this time, I'm shooting an acid arrow.
Crimson will just add another 0 to its age.
So
Don't worry.
I don't need to add any more zeros to its HP, don't worry.
no, that's
Oh no.
not gonna take that.
What do you mean?
12 is gonna miss, unfortunately, but
Remember your
It's
advantage.
17.
Yeah, advantage
Oh,
right
right.
from blinded.
Silent attack.
So you don't necessarily have to use precision attack.
Yep.
You do have to use
Make it
precision attack.
17.
Yeah, 17 hits, yeah.
Very good. I can't remember what acid did,
But
but
I have it written down
so
somewhere.
the damage. Nice.
I think if you're just using the acid arrow as a damaging arrow, then it's just an extra 1d6 of acid, but I'll just check.
What is the poison damage coming from?
It's the
From
drow weapon.
Yeah, the draw
I
bow.
had a 1d. Was it 1d6?
Yeah, 1d6.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Roll a
Yeah, the
Yeah.
that drow weapon,
It's a lot of damage.
bow is pretty. I mean, it's because it's a hand crossbow. It is smaller damage to start with than say using a longbow, but
But I mean, you
Adds
lose
a
on
lot.
average 1,
Yeah,
and you add
yeah, and-
2.5.
Yeah.
So
Okay, nerds.
3.5.
Let me just find.
In total,
and it was
yeah.
a +1, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the being a magic weapon in general is obviously just
I'll check
Very
my notes
nice.
as well if I have the arrow here somewhere.
And it's also just because like fighter archery style gets so much to plus hit, he can still, and especially with the precision attack on top, like you're gonna use sharpshooter and you're still gonna hit quite consistently.
yeah,
So he
it's
gets a
just
plus
like
10.
high specialization in one particular thing,
Yeah.
shooting. But I don't know why I try and check the handbook. I should just Google it. So much quicker. Two d4 acid damage. There we go.
2d4. Nice. Let's see if this works. No bonus. 6.
Nice. Okay, so that's a total of 16 plus 6 plus 6, right? So that's 12, 28. Jesus. Yeah, you see these arrows coming from Stain are just taking chunks out of this creature. It definitely has, you know, a decent pool of HP. It is a big, heavy-bodied creature, but it is definitely taking big amounts of damage from these attacks as well. As yeah, you see a couple of bolts stuck out of it, splashes of acid across its flesh, poison, eyes burning. Like yeah, it's not having a good time. Anything else?
Because it's blinded now, I could move. I don't know. Guess I'll move a bit back. Into the corner. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. Yeah.
And I end my turn.
Okay. Rain.
Well, so because of the blind, yeah, I'm just gonna do Electric Blast. Oh, right, advantage. Well, I'll just do another roll. So
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. 19
19
hits.
is gonna hit, and then damage. I wonder if this will add. Did do the yeah? So I do 7 damage.
Oh, yeah, I'd see it correctly. Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
7 damage.
And then I think I'll move a bit further away from the rest of the party. And I think I just end my turn here. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like clawing at its eyes, roaring in pain. Cleverly, because blinded, it does seem like one of its attacks was kind of eye-based, and it doesn't appear to be able to do that because it's blinded. So, it kind of like is searching around trying to look for someone to cast on, and it can't because of its blindness. But it is instead just going to attack the bear directly in front of it with disadvantage. It does have a +9 to hit though, so let's see if that works.
Does it just
Another.
like wait? Did it actually have a weepon, or does it attack with fists?
It's like attacking with fists, yeah.
Oh, but that's a
Luckily-
disadvantage.
It's disadvantage.
Oh.
Not advantage.
Well, actually, it doesn't
Do
hit,
that.
right?
Yeah,
It
so
doesn't
it
hit.
doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. Yeah. The blindness definitely.
I was
saved you.
almost dead already.
Yikes.
It has 2 attacks, of course. Another one with disadvantage is a 20. 21 lowest. So it does
yeah,
hit
that's
one
gonna hit.
of its attacks. And it's like doing a kind of big, like two-handed, like smackdown on the bear, which is going to do.
Bye bye, Dudan. It was nice to know
19
you.
points of damage to your
Okay.
bear form, Dudon.
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah, it
I
does
did
make
a quick
attacks.
math on
but,
that.
yeah. Boom.
But bear is still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bear
yes,
has more than
Bears.
Yeah, I
tanky.
need to make a Constitution save.
Yeah.
And it's still
So
10 to
it-
beat because it was half damage.
Yeah. But it is. I think it's this. Yeah, it's this +2 basically. Yes. So
Yeah,
okay.
15.
You succeed,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure. So Buckskin stays up. That's really all it can do. So as it's blinded
Now it has
right
to
now,
roll for the blindness.
it's gonna roll to hopefully save against its blind.
Against DC 15.
Yes.
Oh my god! It only needs to roll literally 10 or above. But unlucky.
55% chance to save.
Finley, yeah, still
Yeah.
blinded, still claws at his eyes.
Yeah. Unsure what kind of magical power it really uses, I will anyway try to cast Dissonant Whispers on it. So if he could make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, probably not the best wisdom.
And I
Oh,
can
no,
also
it's
roll
not
the
bad.
damage already because it's gonna take half either way.
Oh my god, this guy cannot roll. Yeah, it fails heavily on the wisdom
Takes
save.
11 damage and then it has to run as far as its speed allows away from me.
Dudan
Nice.
gets attack of opportunity.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then you have a chance to.
Did it work on first movement? Or I guess does this count as first?
This isn't really forced movement in the sense that forced movement refers to when you get blasted
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like
I think
pulled
this is
or stuff.
fine.
It's compelled movement.
Completely different.
It thinks it's a good idea.
It's gonna get to about here, or it's running
It
away
moves
from Finley.
regularly using its own feet.
You break your invisibility though, Finley, by doing that. 'Cause you
Advantage though.
didn't
Okay.
attack. Yeah, you get advantage.
Oh!
Halfling lucky.
Dude on swipe.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
true,
you can use lucky.
true.
if you want.
One lucky bear, huh?
There we
There we
go.
go.
We got there.
That times the charm.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Ah,
Also,
hell yeah.
before my
Yeah.
turn
yeah.
ends. Before my turn ends, I'm gonna cast Bardic Inspiration on Dudon.
Oh heck yeah! What does it do?
You just get
No,
You can get an extra
that.
D6.
1d6 for your rolls before the outcome is chosen, basically.
Okay, cool. Anything else, Finley? No?
No. I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah.
Do I have to stay hidden, like, roll anything to stay hidden, or?
You lost invisibility and probably
It's
you're
it's
not high.
blind anyway, so really at this point.
Sorry,
it
Jussi, what?
can't-
Yeah, normally you would, the creature probably would see you casting a spell on it, but it's blinded. So,
But why would I lose my invisibility now?
you
When
When
cast
you
a
make an
spell.
attack or cast a spell, you lose
Any
it as
kind of
well.
Oh
spell.
right, it was the. Okay, that's fine. But,
Yeah.
but
So you're
do-
still kind of behind the tent, out
Yeah.
of line of sight, but line of sight's irrelevant because it's blind at the moment anyway.
Okay.
But if it regains its sight, you're still hiding out of line of sight on the previous stealth roll because it had no way of knowing where you were when you cast
Okay,
the spell. 'cause
great.
It was blind. So yeah.
Working great. To our
Yeah, it's
favor.
pretty effective so far. Yeah, Yarrick. Yeah. So as a free action, yeah, you can pick up your sword and shield immediately. If you want
yeah.
to use your time
Actually,
to don your plate armor, you can. But yeah, go on.
no, the objective is to take it down, but instead of picking up my sword, I'm gonna pick up a javelin, since
Mhm.
I don't want to get close to it while not wearing armor.
Yeah.
I don't have that much trust in just my shield. But yeah, But first of all, I'm just gonna use a spiritual weapon. And alright, advantage.
Wait, so you make a spiritual weapon, which is a spear? That's what you normally use, or?
Yeah. Roll it twice, so to see if I crit or anything. And so I guess that hits, dealing this much damage.
Trying to find a spear, but none of the previews are loading, so these are random people with spears. I don't know what that is. Okay, this will be. What is this?
Battery.
Yeah. It's just super stretched. There you go, one spear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Looks like a toothpick next to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, in comparison, yeah, it just.
Damn.
6 points of force damage, yeah.
That's my bonus action, and for my regular action, I'll throw it with a javelin.
Mhm.
Okay. Now remembering that I have advantage.
How long range does javelin have?
Ooh, let's go.
Damn.
Yeah, what is actually the short range of the javelin?
Alright,
Yeah, true.
You can move first though.
yeah.
Then you're out
Mm.
of a lot of cover, but
Yeah.
javelin's range is 30 to 120 is max.
Okay, so
30
I'll,
is short, yeah. So you have to be a bit closer to do.
Yeah, I'll move then. Mm,
Does it
How
show
much
the range
closer
for
do
you
you want
guys?
to go?
like
Huh?
an,
I see the javelin range under the attack roll. But doesn't it show for you guys?
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Uh,
as
I,
well.
well, I just didn't know
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the range, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, whoopsie, whoopsie.
I'm used to this as a ranged person.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
as
I
the,
guess
as the
so.
ranged expert. So yeah, you have to move
Here.
to 30 feet if you.
No, I don't
if you
really
want
care
it.
about range at this point.
Yeah.
20 feet, and then after attacking, I can move a bit back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I crit.
What's actually the short range of the hand crossbow? It was shorter than your previous bow, right?
It is.
It does that
Don't ask me
automatically
questions.
roll twice. Nope. Okay. Add.
I don't think I wrote it down anyway.
Hand crossbow range.
So like 9 damage.
9 damage total from the crossbow as well. Boom. Okay, yeah. I mean, it is taking a bunch of these hits, and it's looking like.
Hand crossbow has 30 feet range as well. Short range. So 30, 120. So was it disadvantage if you were hitting from beyond 30?
Yeah, I think. Well, it would cancel out,
Yeah.
of course,
the
since we
blind
have
one, yeah.
advantage, but yeah. And then I take 2 steps back.
That's a good point that we might have to think about for Stain shortly. But
But because I'm a sharpshooter,
yeah, attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on your
Oh, right,
ranged weapon
feet.
attack rolls for you. Yeah. So you can use yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what a feat. Yeah, that's
Help.
my turn. Hit 15 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, it takes a bunch of damage from the spear, from the thrown spear. It's looking a bit like a pincushion at this moment with a bunch of like bolts and javelins and stuff stuck in it. And yeah, it looks pretty mad about it. But Dudon, it's your turn.
Dudon is roaring, and the only way is forward, so I'm gonna go and attack. And advantage? Yes.
Still with advantage. Yeah.
watch out for the vines and everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. We'll do this
Ah,
first.
well, I'm
Unless the
stepping
vines
up the-
move because of the giant.
Yeah.
Well, we'll start with the attack, which is a 20, which is fine to hit. So
Then another attack.
yeah, 19, 11.
Ooh, that's a
okay.
nice roll.
So 16 points of damage. Yeah, very good. I will say, because I'm being nice, that you can stand here without walking on any vines.
Okay. What about the spear? Does that?
Isn't the spear kind of like
Or the spear can be-
immaterial?
Yeah, the spear can be
floating.
anywhere really. So it's
Like attacking its mid-torso, it needs
Yeah,
to be
it's
quite
like
high.
I don't think the spear blocks movement from your allies in this in
Yeah.
normal D&D anyway. So
Yeah.
it's just a spell effect. But yeah. So we'll say that Stain, shouts a warning, watch out for the vines, and you manage to avoid it. But yeah, you do notice that as you come closer around to the vines, they do kind of whip a little bit and move like previously they did. So you can avoid it in this case because you can get in front of.
I'm quite sure Dudon remembers what happened last time.
Oh yeah, there was some serious
Flying bear.
flying
Let's go.
problems there. Anything else you want to do, Dylan?
Yes, I try to heal. Whilst a wild hep, you can use bonus action to expend one spell slot, 1d8.
Okay, yeah.
4 HP
Heal up
back.
for health. Cool.
It's gonna hit
I'm
you with
not-
24 damage soon.
Yeah.
Every
Um,
point
Alright.
of health
That's
matters
it.
so that you don't go instantly to negative max HP and die instantly.
Yeah.
By the way, where were Yaruk's armor then? Did we not take it in the
In the
cart?
cart.
It's in the cart. Yeah.
Oh, it's in
But
the
it
cart.
takes him time to put on.
Yeah,
Heavy armor takes time to
technically
put on.
takes like 10 minutes.
I don't think it's that long for yours, right? Because it's not full plate. Is it?
It was just categorized light, heavy.
Oh yeah,
light,
heavy
medium,
armor
and-
takes 10 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Unlucky.
Really? Good to know.
Yeah.
Even
Dudon,
light
do
armor
you still
takes
have
1
movement
minute.
I do.
I'm just wondering, should you move back a bit before the
No.
the
Well,
giant hits?
if you move back, you will take a attack of opportunity.
Does he
Does it
see
add
it?
blinded? Does it
I
actually
don't
do opportunity attacks if it's...
Yeah. Blinding is like it's gonna do it with disadvantage, but again, it's like having the sense of someone just attacked you and you're just swiping back as it tries to leave, right? Like it still hears you and it still senses like stuff around it. It just can't see where it's aiming.
DM, Dudon stays. While in the animal form, he doesn't
Okay.
scare that much.
Stain. Yeah.
Oh, already. Again.
Yeah.
Here
yeah.
we go again.
We should check the ranges, but oh yeah, you're fine.
But yeah, it was
Yours
120
120
because-
feet, right?
yeah.
Which is the whole room, so that's fine.
Yeah. Just sit in my corner. Fire!
You miss.
No, I don't.
Remember,
Or do you?
advantage.
You
Well,
still
then,
miss.
Does you have
alright.
advantage?
You have advantage.
I always forget it. Just put it up.
15 plus the 4 is gonna hit. Yeah. I mean, 15, yeah, that's hit.
Ah. Sheesh.
What is this
Damn.
damage, man?
This is plus 10 damage, you know?
Where did
Yeah.
it come from?
It's sharpshooter. Yeah.
That's insane.
22 damage. Should I? Can I still make it a burning arrow or something?
I think you probably have to declare that before you.
Yeah,
attack.
yeah. Just making sure if you.
19, 20,
You'd be fine with
22, huge. This guy is taking tons of hits.
Yeah, that blind's really working.
That's all,
The blind's working well for the advantage.
all I
Yeah.
can do. I don't want to move. This is a fine place for now.
Mhm.
I end my turn.
Rain.
Right. I'll probably need to move a bit to actually see it, but then I'm gonna cast an Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Yes. And advantage, of course, and it's 10 for both, so it probably doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit, unfortunately.
And
Then
that's my turn.
I end my
And
turn.
shoots a little firework into the sky around its head. It misses, but
Oh.
yeah.
It's just because I have a lot of like out of combat spells, I don't actually have that,
Yeah.
that many
Yeah,
options.
there's always
because
got
of
to be
that
some
income.
utility people like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Me with Tavio for the
sometimes
first
there's
half a year.
Stain who just shoots a bow and fucking does 1,000,000 damage, but sometimes
That's
there's
out of combat.
utility.
Nothing. Just going.
Yeah. Okay, it looks perfectly set up for its charge attack. However, it is blinded. So
What do you mean?
I'm not sure how blinded affects this. it is a blind rage essentially. It is a rage. It is just a charge in a straight line, right? Yeah. It's going to
Straight line.
charge in a straight line towards Dudon, Yarrick, Finley, but if it hits a wall here or any object, it's going to explode.
What? But there's
And-
like cart on the way in the middle.
This doesn't care about the cart. Look at it.
Small cart and giant.
This guy's 15 feet tall. He's like, he's
Like
just
a
gonna
toy car
smash
for him.
straight through that. It's gonna aim for the middle. It's not gonna aim, but it's gonna run in a general line, and that means it's gonna hit everyone except Rain by doing
Yeah,
this.
by the way, like
Is there any
the
kind of
rulebook does
reactions
say,
to this? Like that you
Yeah,
could
yeah,
try to
yeah.
dodge it or anything?
But yeah, the rulebook does say that you need to see the enemy to make an opportunity attack against them.
Yeah, but that's super
Yeah.
weird because like when you're in darkness, we had this before, right? Like in darkness, that means that nobody ever takes any opportunity attacks with the darkness spell and stuff like that, which I just think makes no sense because you can attack someone in darkness when you can't see them, but you can't attack them when they move away. I don't think it makes sense to run it purely based on sight. And what about creatures that can't see? You know?
Well, they have blind sight, right?
Sometimes, but
Tremor
like,
sense.
yeah.
What about with tremor sense? Right.
Yeah,
like-
well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it gets into.
There
Yeah,
are some
edge cases.
creatures that don't use eyes to sense where you are, but can still make opportunity attacks, obviously.
But like they probably have some kind of sense to see you, basically.
Yeah, but everyone has senses other than
Oh.
sight, right? That's my point. I don't know. I just think it's weird in the idea of an opportunity attack is that you're in melee with someone, you're like fighting, like because this is all supposed to happen like simultaneously, right? It's not just like it's like bash, 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 and then suddenly like you feel him back off. And because you can't see, you do nothing. But if you can see, you swipe at him. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's with disadvantage, so it's already
Yeah.
like nerfed. I think the ability to not do it at all is rough. Anyway. Yeah, so it is going to do a charge. There is in fact a dexterity saving throw for this for Dudon, Yarok, Finley, and Stain.
With normal roll. Dex save.
Yeah, you don't get advantage on it.
Ah, come on, I have 5. What?
Whoops.
Oh,
Uh,
I have lucky.
sorry.
I have lucky. I'm gonna use a lucky point.
Is that with advantage?
What?
Without
Forgot to-
advantage.
Yeah,
No.
forgot to.
Yeah,
to-
the blindness doesn't really affect his blind charge, I've decided. It's not specific, but...
So,
Oh,
hell yeah.
damn.
like,
I'll use my
again,
last lucky
or-
point. That's
Okay.
what they're made for. I don't know why.
3. If you get a 3 again now, that's gonna
Yeah.
be funny.
Last lucky point.
Natural one.
Yes!
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
And I think you need to use the new roll anyway, right?
Yes.
yeah.
You do, but I mean,
Well, doesn't
but yeah,
matter.
you fail either way, yeah.
Do I roll again since I accidentally rolled with advantage, or
No,
do I
you-
use
you
the-
just
Oh,
count
you
the
take the
first one.
first one.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
can take the second one if you want. So everyone except
This
Stain
was meant
fails.
to be, I guess.
Yeah, you know, it's been easy so far. You've taken 1 hit from this thing. That would be too
Boom.
easy. So, boom, it
Okay.
arrives in a blind rage, charging. It
Do I
does
go down?
actually take damage from its own blind rage
Oh my God.
charge. Shit, it takes a lot of damage. It's actually looking really rough now after that.
Okay. Do
Because
I
it
go down from 1 hit?
smashes into the wall. We will see, because it does 2d8 damage and halved if you succeeded. It's not so bad. 13.
Ooh, so half.
Half.
Nice.
Round
Half if you succeeded, yeah.
Yeah,
down.
19 succeeds.
Yeah, 19
Yes.
and 19 and Stain succeeds. Yarok and Finley, you don't. You do 13 damage. Yeah.
Blah.
Yeah. So it dealt 13 damage to you guys, but it took 10 damage itself. It's not the best, but
Was
is
it
what is.
half damage rounded down or up?
It's in your favor. So in this case, down. 20 plus 5.
I felt that.
It is no longer blinded, thankfully.
And it's right next to me.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Wait, is that its action?
Well, you're the tankiest of us as well, so.
There's a bear with 50 hit points, come on.
No, 30, 34.
2 more than me. Plus your own. So
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, I own that is one at the moment.
I have a feeling mine will be too.
Okay,
Yeah, it's really feeling this.
is. Okay, it's still blinded
Ringing.
because it's not the end of its turn yet, because it still has one Great Club attack, which is going to swipe at. Well, 50-50 it. Finley is. Yeah, I mean, Finley is 10 and below, and Stain is 11 and above, right? So he is hitting Finley with the Great Club. In a Wild Rage, it is disadvantage.
+9.
Oh, I'm saying Great Club because it's written Great Club, but it doesn't have a club. It is using its two-handed fists. I mean, it doesn't
Two-handed
change.
fists.
Two-handed fists. It's using two. It's using
Two
like a
two-handed fists.
hammer
That's
fist.
like extra.
Club. Yeah, two-handed fists. So with disadvantage, 15. Another crit. Imagine.
Just imagine what it could have been.
Imagine.
Yes.
A 15 hits, really, or not?
Yeah, 15 meet to beat.
Yes.
What?
Your AC
So
is
it hits
15?
me if it. Oh, it
It's the
or
same.
What's your AC?
What is your
15,
AC?
15.
15.
So
So
it hits-
does it
hits
hit
you.
or?
It
Yes.
hits.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, it would have been a bad base.
I probably did
Um,
anyway. With
yeah.
advantage.
Realized. Once again, I used spiritual weapon, and the opponent moved to the other side of the room.
It deals 23 damage to you, Finley.
Yeah. Let
Oh,
me see
that
if I have.
crit would have been.
I mean, I'm dead anyway. I'm dead anyway, but I'm just gonna have to see if
I mean,
have...
the crit might have been full dead. I mean, if it does over your hit points again. No, it doesn't
It
can
does.
do that much.
It does
no.
over my hit points.
No, like
but-
if it does over your hit points and then your whole hit point bar again in
Ah,
one attack,
okay.
you
Yeah.
don't
Then you
even make
die.
death saving throws. You just
Yeah.
die.
That's why my ability to stay alive at one hit point is kind of risky, because the next
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
hit has a pretty good chance of
Doing a lot of.
Mm,
Okay, so you are downed, Finley.
yeah, I don't have anything to save me from that. No reaction or anything. So
Okay.
unlucky, as they say.
Unfortunate. I did 50-50 it to see which one of you it would smush, and it chose
Yeah, and
you.
I failed my lucky 2 times, so
Yeah,
it is unlucky.
unfortunate.
Do I put my HP to 0 or minus whatever it's gone over?
Just
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
zero. Like if you take it in one chunk, you
yeah.
take
You don't
the-
need to do. You don't need to track
Yeah.
missing,
Yeah.
like negatives. Yeah. Yeah.
First
Death
fail.
save failed, unfortunately.
We don't even have any rest kits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't die. Finley gets smushed into the ground
New
and is
character sheet,
bleeding
eh?
out on the ground. Yarrick, you are up.
Oh,
The creature is
No.
very very hurt. Obviously it hits super hard, but you have done tons of damage to it at this point. Also, it succeeded. It's no longer blinded in its check earlier. So yeah, it is no longer blinded, but it is very hurt.
I instantly use healing word on Finley.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So how many points is that to heal? 6. Yeah.
6.
It's enough to bring Finley back up from the dead.
And then I use my regular action to throw it with another javelin.
Not advantage anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, no advantage. Yeah. 10 misses, fortunately. You are back up, Finley, with
Oh.
6 hit
Well.
points.
Prone
Yeah.
still, but
Yeah, prone. True. I'll leave
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Or would it be
Right.
more accurate that you're laying in the ground?
well, that's what.
You are no longer actively dying.
Yeah. You're not bleeding out anymore from these wounds, but you are still in a dire situation. Yarrick,
My
you
friend,
missed with the javelin. This keeps happening with your spiritual weapon. It's now on the other side of the battlefield
Yeah,
again.
that's why I-
Completely.
It's the worst.
Yeah,
Why I
unable
use
to do anything.
healing word.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I'm moving away. Oh, fuck, what? This seems like a good spot.
So this here is a dangerous terrain.
Oh right, yeah.
So
like,
when you do your movement, you just have to look out to work around it. Yeah.
I don't know. Like. what
So
about,
that's
like,
20.
this?
So you've got
Yeah.
10 feet left. So you can go
Yeah.
here. Yeah. go up there if you want, or just there is fine. Yeah.
And I end my turn.
Dudon.
It's a bit too far, so I need to use movement and action to move. So I just keep running to him, and can I smack to him? Not do any damage, but taunting him and way.
Back talk.
Yeah, you can make a
This
you
is
can make
my
a
charge.
intimidation check as a bear. Or, I mean, intimidation uses charisma anyway. Right?
I guess you could
Intimidation.
use strength for it, right? Like we've done
Yeah.
it with Jarek at some
You
point.
could use the bear's strength for it if you want.
Yeah, so +4, 1d20 +4.
It doesn't seem to take much notice of the bear bumping its head against him, but it is aware that you're there. But yeah, whether that makes any difference to it right now, I don't know. Yeah, is that your turn, I guess, Dudon?
Yes.
Stain, you are okay. So I guess I should align this guy properly so that he's on the grid. So you are in melee with
So
this.
is he not
sorry,
next
he
to
should
me?
be here because he was in melee with you. So you're not in melee with the creature.
Oh, good.
Wait, does it? It might have.
What's
a
the range
reach.
on its attack? Is it only
No,
5
yeah,
feet?
sorry, sorry, yeah. It has a 15-foot reach. You were in
So I'm in melee with it, or is it
no,
just barely out?
not quite. Yeah, 15 is up here.
Yeah, like I'm almost in range.
Yeah.
I was thinking like
It's
that,
from the
like-
center of the thing. Yeah.
It had
Short
T-Rex
hands,
arms, you know.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Motherfucker.
So it reaches here. Does the double click even work for me?
So you're just in range of its
15.
reach, which
have to
means you're in
press
its threat. You can't move out without taking opportunity attack.
Okay. Now the real question is, did I put the miner's clothes on top of my armor? Did I take my armor off? Leather armor.
Don't remember if we
Let's
talked
say I
about
took it off.
It makes more
Yeah.
logical sense that you would take it off because I guess your armor is bulky enough that it's pretty obvious.
I don't know how bulky leather armor is, but
What
Yeah, I
armor
mean,
did you have actually?
Leather.
Woolgy.
Leather, yeah,
Just normal leather?
yes.
yeah. Like wearing like a leather breastplate and stuff underneath.
I mean,
you
you'd
know.
probably have it like a t-shirt as a miner or something. Like,
Yeah, you wouldn't
Yes.
have like a full-on cloak to cover your like body generally as a miner.
Yeah.
Guys, so I would say you don't have the armor.
My
unfortunately.
AC is 0.
I mean, you can still shoot. You'll just have disadvantage.
True,
Yeah, yeah.
but I also
Not
Yeah,
use.
but
You
it's-
cannot
Other,
use
other
disarm.
tricks up your sleeve?
Oh yeah.
that this is the trick up my sleeve.
Yeah.
Could,
So your
could
AC should
give
be
me-
10 plus your dexterity without armor, right?
Yeah.
The
So
next
you-
modifier is still added.
So what's your dex mod? Yeah, you still get your dex modifier even without armor. So
3.
3. So your AC is 13. So you'll add
13
a
plus.
superiority dice to your AC if you want to try and run away from it.
Let's try that. I want some space between as I don't want to be next to it.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So yeah, you can move. Where do you want to move to? You have 30 feet. So all of this is
out of the
technically you
range
don't.
of-
Well, yeah. Okay. So you just move one square. Yeah, because all of this is in range of it.
Let's
yeah.
start with that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it will take an opportunity attack. So roll your superiority dice to see what your AC is going to be. So it's 13 plus whatever you roll.
Maneuvers, evasive footwork.
Oh. So you
Nice.
22 AC. It does have a +9 to
Fuck
hit.
off.
21.
21.
Yeah,
Oh, 21.
Yeah.
Bad maths, bad maths. Yeah,
It
it
crits.
does have a +9, so it needs.
It crits.
It gets a 12.
It
Nope.
didn't crit.
It
Fuck.
misses though. Nice, yeah. The swing of this huge fist, you manage to, use your evasive footwork to dodge out of the way as you back off from the creature and get out of
Matrix
melee
dodge.
range. Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20. Somewhere there.
Yeah, careful because this is its range again. I don't think you can actually move there without going
Oh.
back into range.
Okay. Yeah.
Because its range is this square, so you can't
Fuck.
kind of
Well,
cross
I'll
that.
stay
'cause
there
that's- there's a rock there that kind of would block you from getting too close. But yeah, you can stay there. So that's your movement. I guess the evasive footwork is just an ability, so you still have your action.
Yeah, it is.
It is
Just
bonus, yeah.
superior to that. Yeah,
How many
Fire
superiority
arrow, I
dice do you have left?
Was it 4 per short rest?
How many do you get? Yeah, 4.
yeah, 4 per short.
Was like this was like third. I
Yep.
think.
I have 1 left.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So what do you
Where
want to do?
did Make go?
I want to try a fire arrow.
Fire arrow. Yeah.
Yep. I can't remember what the damage was.
Fire is 1d6 for
1d6,
sure.
I'll mark it down.
Fiery poison.
Fire and... Oh, yes.
20 hits.
No need to use the die on this. Damage plus 1d6.
Jesus. Wait, what is the roll? It just says roll the dice.
So you
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a what is it called? A script or whatever.
yeah. But what's it for?
Or
the fire arrow.
Oh, the fire. Ah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
I could rename it. I could give it a.
Hey, you don't
What
have
am
to.
I
I just
rolling?
wasn't sure what it was. So 19, 20, 21, 20, 24 points of damage. The creature is incredibly on its last legs at this point.
Does the fire do anything else? Does it? Because it had black blood. I'm like, oh, it's oil.
It's not oil. It's just blood. It's not blood, but it's something else. Yeah. No, the fire doesn't have any like obvious effect that you can tell. Any increased effect or something.
As it didn't have any effect, fire didn't.
Just a regular old dude.
That was a 25 gold arrow. That acid arrow. Fuck. No effect.
Yeah, I mean that's
Except damage.
unfortunately how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I mean extra damage
That's
is always
pretty-
extra damage, but
yeah,
I would say that
wasn't-
those types of arrows are probably more utility than they are combat based, unless you
Definitely.
specifically know that like this creature is going to be vulnerable to fire or something, right? I mean, it would be good. It would be if it was vulnerable to fire, it would be like extra 10 damage, right? Like, it would be good, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not. I'm just looking for something else. Yeah, go on.
Should I? I still have my bonus action left. I will use second wind just in case. Fucking kidding me.
And roll the best rolls every time.
Yeah. Oh well, it's something. I end my turn.
Okay.
Running
Yeah,
out
so
of
you
things.
second wind, you heal yourself up, running out of resources.
Yeah.
Wait, I will be right back.
Jussi, did you eat all the cookies?
Obviously.
Okay, perfect. Okay, rain.
I am going to shatter his ass.
Not that
And-
His
can
ass
click fast.
specifically.
Well, it's a pretty big radius, so.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna make it so it doesn't hit, or what was the range actually? 10-foot radius. So it's gonna hit some of the wall.
I mean, it's kinda easy to make, like.
Yeah. But it's fine. I will just hit like a bit like in the back. Yeah. So it's gonna hit the giant, hit the wall, and
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you
Nice.
can position it in a way that's not going to hit your allies. Yeah, for sure.
3 ones!
Okay, so if it saves, it's 1 damage. If it doesn't save, it's 3 damage.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
That's a nice roll.
Spell
What's
slot
the
well
chance for that?
spent.
Well, I get them back on short rest at least, so.
Yeah.
Well, okay. The creature's looking incredibly rough. I will take the
Did you do
roll.
the save?
No. 1 sec. It's a what save?
It's important.
Constitution.
Spell save DC 13.
Come on, man, it's 3 or 1 damage.
Yeah, that is important information. 13.
succeeds.
Oh, plus yeah. Okay, so it takes 1 damage,
Woo!
and I'm
And it
gonna
dies.
and I'm gonna move back under the platform to think about life choices. And I end my turn.
Yeah, I had written the HP of the creature on this piece of paper in case you potentially beat it, just to be fair. But yeah, you didn't with the 1. So it is incredibly low on its last legs. You guys get the
As
feeling
am
that
I.
it is very damaged, but unfortunately for you guys, it's its turn right now. So it can now see finally.
Psychic attack.
It can
Right.
see. It is going to lock eyes with someone.
I guess it knows now who's been bolting his head.
Yeah,
For quite a
yeah.
while.
I think it's gonna just take
Beer?
a 1 in 3 chance. So Finley, Dudon, Stain 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah. I guess Finn
We
gets
don't look too
eyes open.
dangerous.
Well, it's just the immediate
Range
threat.
as well,
It
I
is
guess.
unfortunately Finley. He has chosen.
Of course.
So,
it
DC 14 Charisma saving throw.
It
What
doesn't
if you
matter.
have
I
good
can already
charisma?
die. No. Charisma save. DC 14.
And no luck points left. Oi, there we go.
Nice. You
Good
only take half of this damage.
Oh, okay. I think I'm dead anyway. So
Yes, you are, but
That's just
I am very dead.
Not dead. You're
Not
out.
dead, knocked out,
knocked
unconscious.
out.
As you feel
Unconscious.
you feel the gaze of this creature, and actually, it's gonna ramp it up because it can. So you guys watch as it locks eyes with Finley, and Finley not only takes all this damage and is immediately knocked unconscious, but his bones begin to like break, and his arms like start
Excuse
to
me?
bend in odd directions. You see like the hips like pop out, and he kind of like convulses into a shape on the ground. You are cursed by the evil eye, is what it's actually called. And
Crimson, why do you hate me?
it's the dice that hate you. It doesn't say that it fails on unconsciousness, so I'm gonna keep it on you, even though there's maybe an argument that once you go unconscious it stops, but it doesn't say that in the abilities. So you have your speed halved, you have disadvantage on ability checks, saving throws, and attacks based on strength or dexterity.
Does that mean I have to roll death save 2 times if it's disadvantage or what?
It's not an attack. This is just an extra ability that it can do on this thing. It maybe should have done it immediately on Dudon, but I was being nice. I thought
Yeah,
it wouldn't
but
get
not for
so.
me.
I thought it wouldn't get so completely destroyed that it only gets like 3 turns. So on its 3rd turn, it might as well use it because it's probably not going to do much else. But so unfortunately, feeling now you take it a saving throw again.
20.
How did it work, by the way? Did the earlier does it reset when
It
you're
Yeah,
healed?
it resets.
It
Yeah.
resets.
So you're back
would
to
there
1
be
failure.
something like some more difficulty in the death saves when it's
No, I think it's always the same.
yeah, but I think it would make more sense if there would be like an increase difficulty. Like if you go down
that-
multiple times in a fight, it doesn't make sense to me that you keep
Mm.
getting
Yeah, there
back
is
up.
like I think there probably is some like homebrew rules that do some stuff like that, but it starts to get really complicated to track and stuff as well. And normally in the case where
Up
people
to the
die, it's
cause.
like either you're taking a huge amount of damage in one go, or you're in a situation where you got downed and nobody else is there to save you, and you're gonna die anyway because the creature's just gonna hit you multiple times and crit you, and every time it hits you, you take multiple death saving throws. It's like likely to kill you if it's a situation where you should die. If you just go down all the time, but your friends keep bringing you back up, then essentially, like, you shouldn't probably die, even if you go down and come back up 10 times, right? Like, because there's
Even
someone
if
ready to heal you all the time.
Yeah, even if the saving throw is hard, like you still go back up if you're. I think even if you're. Does it stop even if you're helped, or was that only?
It
That's
stabilizes
always-
you.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
Baldur's Gate. You have to use a healer's kit to do that in D&D. If you have a healer's kit, you can stabilize someone who's bleeding out.
Yeah, you can do a medicine check. but yeah, it requires rolling a dice.
Yeah.
Healer's kit just means you automatically succeed on
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of
Or you
risky
have a-
to try to just stabilize it.
Yeah,
During combat, yeah, it's
So there are ways to do it without pure healing, but yeah, unfortunately, Finley, yeah, it's your go after this creature every time. So, death saving throw done. Yarrick. So, like I said, I've
I
written
won't let you die. Healing word.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Are you close enough? Is it long range?
Oh yeah, you're pretty
it's
far away now.
60 feet.
Okay.
What's your
Uh,
max health, by the way, like on Finley?
30.
Okay, yeah. It's like if it was like 6 more damage, you would have died.
But she succeeded on the saving throw, so she only did.
Oh right, only
took
half.
the half.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
True.
If you failed the saving throw and it did a little bit more damage, it could have killed her. So-
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you,
but-
you rolled pretty well there. Like 2.
Yeah, and that's
yeah.
a high. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have
Well,
required
I
almost
could
a
be
bit.
unlucky,
yeah.
but
Yeah, but it could have been a couple more. Yeah, like a 4 and 4. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, so you take 7 points of healing, and Finley, you come back to consciousness, but yeah, you
I
feel in terrible pain as you are still like cursed, and your bones just don't feel right at all.
A bit mangled.
Mangled is a good word. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll just move close
I'm
enough
cursed.
to not have disadvantage on a javelin throw.
Mhm.
You guys better kill this creature before it's my turn again.
I'll try my best.
6 damage.
6 damage. Yeah, it is still up.
Okay, and then I'll take my classic 2 steps back and end my turn.
You just like taking speed, javelin toss, and then back again. Just get ready.
Yep.
I'm the
Didon.
melee guy.
Not without armor. I
Yeah.
might be an orc, but I'm not stupid.
Oh wait, sorry, that's still advantage, but yeah, 21.
21 hits, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Ooh.
12
damage.
points of damage. 12 points of damage is more than 10 points of damage, which is what it had 17 when Rain did 1 point of damage to it. So more than 10 damage means, yeah, as Dudon goes for the biting attack, it's the last kind of, and it drops to one knee and then collapses forward. Dudon, you have to kind of duck out of the way quickly as it boom onto the ground as the black blood spills out in the puddle across the floor as this creature is now completely slain, and initiative ends. Good job.
Yay.
I go over to Finley and see if he's okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
he needs medical
do you-
attention.
Do you know how to fix a dislocated hip? Someone
Seems
needs to
like that's
pop
not
this
gonna
back
be
in
enough for
place.
you.
These look serious.
I'm still cursed.
Do we? Is it possible to do like Arcana effect or something to like actually realize that it was a curse, or do we know it was a curse? Or
I can just keep talking. This is not normal. Like I can't.
Nope.
I'm trying to pop back my shoulder, but it's not working. So there's definitely some kind of spell on me.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do an Arcana check, right?
Medicine check that this is not something I have seen on the battlefield before.
Yeah, no, you realize that this is, I say within 18, it is a curse. Finley is cursed.
Curse is pretty annoying. I don't have anything to fix it either. With
yeah, I don't have
I
anything.
just have
to remove
restoration. That doesn't
curses.
work on curse.
Did Greater Restoration do curses then?
I don't know.
But that's like
Yeah.
level 5 spell or something.
There is a Dispel Curse spell or something like that,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure
Yeah.
if anyone has that necessarily.
I don't at
Um,
least.
Yeah, it's remove a curse is a 3rd level spell.
Oh yeah.
So, guys, I don't know if I can keep going.
My opinion as
Ah.
a medical person is you stay the fuck down. Don't try to move.
1 hour of resting and you'll be fine.
Well, it seems like the biggest threat is now defeated here, and maybe it's safest to stay here then.
I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
It-
Dudon,
I don't know,
Dudon
it-
gets out of his animal form and back to barely standing and just collapse on the grass. Well,
are you
Sleep alright.
kind of hurt as well, Dudon?
1
Kinda
HP.
hurt.
So
Oh,
yes.
okay.
That was so lucky on that roll, otherwise Dino would have been instant knocked out at the start of the fight.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you wanna keep going further, I can just stay here and try to heal up. But maybe we should take a rest. I'm just like
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also like something. If we want to stay here for a long while, then we'll have big problems if we're trying to leave, because we're supposed to leave by nightfall. But I mean, we definitely have time for like a short rest.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
do we have any idea how much time has gone since we went past the checkpoint? Or well, like what time of the day is it around now?
Yeah, so you went like straight away in the morning. It probably took you about 2 hours to get to the mine, and it didn't take you long to go through down into the mine. So it's still early morning.
Okay.
Well, about late morning, not early morning, but
Mm.
say well in the middle, 9
So-
o'clock, let's say.
Can we take a short rest here?
Definitely. Well, I guess we could go up the platform at
Do we
least or
want-
something.
Do we want to move Finley? Not looking good. Up like ladders and stuff.
You can piggyback, right?
Well, I'm staying here might also be unhealthy.
Yeah. It's
I think we can at least
Probably.
try and see if it gets worse.
yeah, we gotta have to take the risk, I guess. Like that Finley takes some lasting damage. Talking over Finley convulsing on the ground like
Yeah, incredible pain, Finley.
looking good.
But yeah, up to you guys if you want to take a short rest here, if you want to.
But yeah.
You
think
have
we
to
should go
carry
back
Dudon
up
as
the
well.
platform.
He's passed out as well, so
Nope.
but he's
You guys want to head back into the tunnel a bit?
Maybe.
Yeah.
further?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if
Okay.
Mhm.
probably the giant took care of anything other in the hole, but don't
Yeah.
wanna take any risks.
But so it did seem like the vines are active as they were in the warehouse and they'll attack us
Yeah.
if we get close. So
Yeah,
getting
moved
yeah.
Mm.
stuff.
okay. Can you
But they
carry
also
us?
didn't attack the giant, but it didn't seem. I wonder what the link is between the giant and the plants.
Giant
At
is
least they were
scarier.
afraid of it. Yeah, yeah, it could be that they just know they
Like,
get wrecked if they.
Yeah, hierarchy.
But that would mean they have some kind of intelligence, I guess, the plants. But yeah, I guess the later one, it was also like they were tied to the tree, which did seem somewhat sentient. But
Anyway,
anyways,
can we go take a rest?
Yeah.
Can you carry
Let's
us,
go up.
please?
so
Yeah.
who's gonna actually carry?
Yeah,
Definitely not me.
tries to handle Finley as delicately as he can,
Sure.
not make the situation any worse.
Yeah, it's like a horrible feeling as you pick up Finley because like all his bones are just like deformed essentially under the skin, and are like in like angles they shouldn't be at, and it's like a horrible feeling for you, Finley, as you get manhandled up. But it doesn't cause you any damage or anything like that. It's just incredibly uncomfortable. You guys head up onto the top of the platform, so you can take a short rest if you want. Does anyone want to? So you can take an hour-long short rest, but if all of you need to rest. If anyone wants to take a watch, you can do that. You can make the rest longer so that people have time to watch and rest, if that makes sense. So you can take shifts, but you would need to do like a 2-hour rest period to make sure that everybody has time to.
But
both
we don't
rest
have to
and-
sleep, so like it's fine
No,
if
you're
we
not
just all rest
sleeping,
at the
yeah.
same time.
I
Yeah.
just
If
need
it's
a- I just
interrupted,
need a
then it's
power nap.
interrupted.
All right, I take my armor with me,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
that
yeah.
I
Sure,
can.
so you can spend time putting that on. Yeah.
I mean, with 5 people, if you, well, I guess you need to have 1 hour of uninterrupted break.
Oh,
Yeah, so it would take. Well, I didn't take any. I
can-
didn't get hit, and
you
I
can
only
do-
used.
No, go on.
Yeah, I use my Misty Step, so I can't use that if I don't rest. But it's like that and one spell slot.
Do
that
you
I
even
will
get
gain
it
on a
back
short-
during
Yeah, but-
short rest or long rest?
short rest.
Okay.
Both
Huh.
of them.
Spell slots even?
Yeah, that's Warlock thing.
Yeah, usually
Okay.
only has 2 spell slots,
Yeah.
but they get. But they return at a short rest.
But I think everyone else needs a short rest way more than I do.
Yes, please.
So
Yeah,
either
it's-
that or we wait 2 hours.
Let's
So
short
I
rest.
get my slots back as well.
Okay.
Or the
Which one?
third option is to take a rest and nobody watches out, or like, all it means is that you may, if you're all spending time resting, then you're not spending time like on alert guarding the camp or guarding the group, and that might mean that if there is any threats or danger, that they can potentially get closer to you, sneak up on you. They might present a bigger threat if you don't have someone who is like on watch at all times. That's up to you guys.
Just everyone rest at the same time.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Rest
I can
takes for the
also
best.
I could
Just
also
risk it,
cast the alarm spell like on the platform to get alarmed if something comes. But I mean that's pretty close by.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
we
fine.
can
It's not
see.
I
gonna.
think you'll notice if someone comes up
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pressing short rest now. Thank you. And then we have
It's all short rest then.
Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get extra healing if you, with the Song of Rest. Finley, you can make a DC 14 Charisma saving throw after a short rest.
After the short rest. So I can hit my hit
Yeah.
dice and...
Yeah, you can do all your healing and stuff, yeah.
That's like.
Do the math, do the math.
Maths. So yeah, once you've rolled the hit dice, remember you can add the extra Song of Rest dice for extra healing before you roll all your hit dice away.
Wait, where did my other hit dice go? I pressed it. Oh, well, there it is.
How much does the Song of Rest give you?
One extra
1d6.
D6.
One extra. 1d6.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
5 plus 3.
There's another. To way overheal but get to max.
Yeah, it did say 1d6. I just didn't read.
Charisma saving throw it is.
Oh, 2.
Charisma saving throw, DC 14. Yeah.
DC 14.
Nice. Yeah, after the short rest, you, through sheer power of will, are able to shake the effects of the curse away from you, and you feel incredible discomfort as the bones in your body return to their normal positions
Ow.
and normal sections. Yeah. So yeah,
Just
luckily
let
for
out
you,
a
it doesn't
horrible
continue.
scream. Like, oh, it's actually better now.
Yeah. Yeah, as you are no longer cursed after that. But yeah.
Yeah.
My scream was loud.
probably still wants to like go over Finley's like I don't know bones that like do they look normal now?
Yeah, you
like,
can make a medicine check.
I'm gonna keep stretching like my hips and stuff like that. It seems pretty normal.
Yeah.
Check
Seems
this out.
normal now.
Does it look normal?
Seems like all the bones are back in the correct
Yeah.
places where they were not previously.
seems fine now.
Great. I'm ready. I'm full of energy.
Yeah, Dudo wakes up to scream as well, and like, oh yeah, true. Now that we are effectively in the mines, what was our plan?
Can we take
Figure out
a
what the hell is going
bathroom
on
break,
over
by the way?
here. Sorry?
Can we take a bathroom break before
Oh
continuing?
yeah, before you. Yeah.
Cheers.
Don't rest in real life.
So, Dudon, how are you feeling?
Way better after this nap.
Okay. Great.
Had some tea.
Don't need any
Good
helping
dreams.
hand? Any help in hand in feeling a bit better? It sounds so weird. Oh my god. I meant the healing.
I'm already satisfied. Thank you.
What
Anyway,
what use
okay.
is a bard if not for an extra element?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you guys awaken rested and yeah, at least recovering a little bit from the wounds of the previous battle. Yeah. What do you want to do?
I would want to go over and inspect the creature and maybe just like see like what the hell it actually was and was it carrying anything
Mhm.
useful?
Yeah, to see if there's any like how would I say it, like
Can someone
any
bring a torch here?
medical medical explanation for this, or is it all just magic?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So you can do a medicine check, Yarrick. Rain, you can just do an investigation check. I mean, you can light your own torch, Finley, no? If
I
you
don't have a
or-
torch.
Oh.
I just have a
You don't have
candle.
like a
Candle
don't you
is
have like an adventurous pack or something?
it didn't have a torch in it.
I have torches. I'll give you a few.
Yeah, Finley, you can hold on to a torch for now, and
Okay.
Or did you have advantage for a medicine check? Or
No, I don't think so.
wait, was that the earlier
That
roll?
was
the
for
19?
me.
Oh yeah, that was like way. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
checking on
My
if Phil is
bones.
okay. No
The
lasting
bones,
damage.
so 12 medicine, 16
my
investigation.
bones.
On a 12 medicine check, you're not completely sure because you don't know about the anatomy of this creature at any point in its life cycle, so it's hard to compare it to
Yeah.
like what maybe it was or what it could have been, but you definitely feel like it's quite unnatural in what has happened to the creature in this case, so it doesn't seem like it's something that's very natural. Yeah.
Don't you guys have dark vision? Do you see there? Well,
Yeah,
okay, great.
a bit. Yeah, like it's dark-ish, but
Yeah.
Yeah, the only sources of light right now are, Finley's torch, and then these glowing crystal flowers, essentially.
And I'll just cast the whatever the cantrip was for dancing
Yeah.
lights.
And I
You
cast
can.
light on my shield.
If
Yeah.
you need, I have the bullseye lantern.
I think we're fine
Okay.
for now.
Mhm.
Can I investigate the body here a little bit that's left here? I'll just like drag it a little bit away from the vines if the vines are grabbing onto it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry, let me just do the investigation check on the big guy as well.
Oh,
for
yeah,
Rain.
sorry.
Checking over the body of the big guy, so he doesn't have any pockets or anything like that you can find in terms of any additional stuff. But yeah, you see now that there is this collar and manacles, broken chains, and it is like a kind of black iron. It's hard without any kind of metallurgy knowledge to kind of identify exactly what kind of metal it is, but it doesn't look like a normal steel or iron that you would see normally. So, yeah, and it appears to have been chained up at some point because these manacles are broken. There is like a hook thing on the neck piece, which is this big black iron collar, which also doesn't have a chain running from it, but looks like you could attach a chain to it. So it does appear to have broken free from its chains or something like that in the past. Is there anything else that you want to know specifically?
Any signs or of anything on the manacles, or is it just plain, or is there like a sigil or something that would tell us like who the manacles
Mhm.
were
They
made
look-
by?
They look pretty like for purpose as opposed to like decorative or anything, so they don't seem to have too much in the way of like decoration or anything. However, I'll let you make just a straight like intelligence check, I think. Yeah, it does remind you of weapons and tools that you saw on the drow corpses when you found a similar form of sort of a manufacture or artificing or however you would call it.
Okay.
Is on the parts where the manacles and the collar chain have been broken, can there be seen any like wear and tear that would indicate how long ago the manacles and the chains were broken, or like clean, or like immediate, just
Yeah.
being cut or broken, or
So on the collar, it's just the loop, and there is no chain on the collar. So there's no like,
yeah.
there's no sign of like wear or tear on
Mm.
there, as if it's like been smashed or broken
Yeah.
off. The manacle chains look broken. Hard to tell how recently, but like they definitely look like they were broken, like smashed open by this creature. You know, he was once had his wrist chains together, and he pulled them apart and broke them. It does look like that. But in terms of how he got freed from the neck, there's no like clear sign there. Yeah, Finley, you can make an investigation check as well.
Yeah.
Unless you want to look at kind of specifically like injuries and stuff, in which case it's more like a medicine check.
I'll just investigate what's
What
up.
did this skeleton die to?
Yeah, with an 11, like it is a dead body of about sort of a week and a half, 2 weeks
Okay.
old, something like that. Maybe older. It's hard to tell exactly. You pull it away from the vines, and you notice that a couple of vines are already like wrapped around the legs of this creature. It appears to have been a dwarf, the corpse, and dressed in mining clothes and with, you know, what you'd expect like regular sort of working mining type of outfit that identifies him as that. But you can't really tell much more about how he necessarily died or
Yeah.
what happened to him.
I'm just gonna comment in general to my group that, like, don't you think it's weird that this mine wasn't closed off or anything, and these bodies have been here for weeks maybe, but like no one has gotten here to get the bodies out, or no one has closed the mine if it's dangerous? Do you think that's weird?
I mean, the mine was basically
it's-
closed.
It
Yeah.
wasn't.
It's like,
It was open.
Hush, hush. Yeah, but like no one goes here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but like,
physically blocked off, but
yeah,
they
it
don't wanna-
wasn't
nobody was
blocked
here.
off, which is a bit weird. Like,
They don't wanna
that it would be open.
raise suspicions. Like, no, everything's fine. No,
yeah, but
nothing to
if
see
they
here.
would know that there's this kind of creature, it could have just like ramaged
might not know.
out. Yeah, but it's
You might
weird.
not know that there's a giant.
Yeah, it.
Why haven't they gotten the
Thought-
bodies if they don't know about the giant?
Well, they might be extra cautious about the vines and the living plants, that they don't want to touch these bodies. That who knows what happens? You touch them and.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm
Safer to leave them
standing
here.
a few feet behind Finley.
But I mean, definitely this was like the mine that was referenced, I guess, where the seed was found.
Can I do a
Nah.
medicine check to see if I see any weird signs that how it would have died?
Yeah.
Any marks or anything? Yes, I find medicine somewhere there.
Nice. Yeah, it appears that the plants were involved in killing this dwarf. So
Okay.
not hit. I mean, one thing's for sure, it wasn't smushed to death by a huge giant. You would see the marks for sure, and it doesn't appear to have kind of had anything to do with the giant. It appears to have something to do with the plants and the crystals, and you can see some like bruising and stuff where probably the vines, you know, based on your previous experiences, the vines probably caught the miner unawares or whatever, and or he was investigating it or something, and he's been like choked out, smashed against a rock or something like that. But
Okay.
yeah, definitely not related to the giant. in this
Okay,
case.
I'm just gonna let the group know that, like, it seems like bodies here are dead from the vines, so just be careful going near them. And I take a step back.
I'm gonna look through like some of the stuff that was here previously, like if there's any documents or anything interesting in like these camps or battles or.
Yeah, make an
whatever.
investigation check as well there. Yeah, they appear to just be sort of like stations where you can sort of like take a rest in the midst of a shift or something like that. So you see that there's some old rations and some like stove top and little like fires, so you can make a little
No
fire
documents or
and
anything.
do stuff like that. But they don't appear to have any kind of like relevance to like any office, like any leader or any kind of like document of that kind that would be kept here.
Right.
So yeah, I'm investigating the wines a bit further. If they are indeed looking the completely same as we saw.
Yeah,
before.
do they look the exact, or is
Make
it
a nature
different?
check.
Sorry, what?
Nature check.
Nature.
Damn, nice. Yeah, so Dudon, like you had first-hand experience with the previous vines also. And the main difference that you see here is that these are more kind of orangey, kind of in tone, as opposed to like a kind of earthy brown, the previous tone. And it's kind of similar to what you might have seen in a forest where there are different different species of trees might appear to have different types of leaves, different types of things. So you get that they're probably a similar species, a similar type of plant, but these particular ones do seem different to the ones that were more related to like a tree. These ones seem to be related to these kind of flowers, and you can actually investigate from here without getting too close, but you can see that the orangey vines kind of go up and seem to be sort of part of these crystal protrusions and connect to the crystal plant at the top, or that's normally nestled in the center of these other crystals. So it is all part of the same thing, but you're not sure the relationship between crystals and which part is crystal, which part is plant, how are they related. But with that crit as well, I would say that you can see that they, unlike the ones in the warehouse, are not spreading out fast like the warehouse ones. They appear to have, you can see from the tracks on the bits of dust and dirt on the ground, that they sort of spread out and then they kind of got as far as they could here, and that's it. But what it looks like is, as you're looking around, is that the ones that manage to kind of find a crack in an actual rock and spread seem to then grow into the next kind of bloom in a spreading pattern. So this particular one you're looking at kind of got stuck here because it's not able to spread out and get to another source of rock where it can continue to grow. But that seems to be how they are spreading, but they don't appear to be like infinitely able to sort of spread out like the vines in the warehouse were.
Up. And then I would want to try with some long stick or something to touch the vines to see if they are equally aggressive then.
Yeah, they are definitely not aggressive like the other vines. So as you press in with the stick, it just shrinks back away from it, as if as like any kind of like creature would that is unexpectedly hoped.
So these haven't, and this deep down they don't have the nutrients, I guess, like no dirt, like.
Yeah, and I'd say with the crit from Dudon, it's also like along the lines of like, these are similar but they're not the same species. So the things that the previous vines needed, or the ways in which the previous vines grew, is different to this. Like it just seems to be a different method. It probably is related to like the nutrients, how it can grow, like what conditions it needs to grow. But you obviously didn't see any of these kind of crystal structures on the previous plants. That seemed to be like way more natural, like tree based, wood based.
But still, these plants did kill the miners here.
That's
So-
what it seems like it.
Well, it seems like at least some
Yeah.
plants killed them, so it seems likely.
Do
So
we
they're
want
not
to
always
try
passive.
how they react to fire? Like,
Oh, but we
Yes. I'm testing that out.
Okay. As you produce a flame in your hand, what do you want to do with it? So, because you can,
I first I
you
take
can
like a
attack
step
it. You
back.
can- yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I take a step back and then I produce the flame and I'm gonna aim it at the end of the wine.
Yeah. So you hold the flame in your hand, and as you do, you notice that the vines start to gravitate towards the flame. and they start to like, but they, you get the sense here that they are, unlike the ones above, they can't like extend any further to grab you or something. They have like a limit. They are just the range they are, right? They might grow over time, but they're not like able to kind of extend outwards and grab you or something. But they just kind of like plant, like flowers, going towards the sun or something. The vines just all kind of pull towards a source of heat or flame or light, or you're not sure. However, they didn't react like that to any like other light sources like the dancing lights and stuff. So it doesn't seem to be light based. It seems to be something to do with the fire and the and I'll say that as you guys walk around with torches lit, you also see the same reaction to like torches and the fire itself as opposed to light in general.
Do these plants like fire?
Yeah, I'm still throwing it at the end of the vine to see what happens to that one.
Yeah, as it hits the ground, the vines sort of touch it, you see that they almost absorb it a little bit in terms of like it just kind of gets extinguished, and you see that like the vine sort of glows a little bit at the end, like an ember or something like that. But it doesn't seem to have any major effect on the plant exactly. But it does seem to like pull towards it and absorb it in a way.
Can I investigate the
Interesting.
crystals a little bit if I find something? I don't know if this crate here has like crystals, but I would
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to take one and touch and see it in my hand.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation check for that.
No savings. Okay.
Just bare hand.
Just bare hand. Well, I'll
Yes,
tell you what you
please.
see first before you decide whether you touch it, right? You can see at this particular part there's a box open here with some more fine, like almost like jewelry tools that you would use for like jeweling and like spyglass type things that you look really close at crystals and stuff. So you can see that this particular place here is where somebody is doing a bit more along the lines of like research rather than mining whenever all this happened. And they have taken some samples of the crystal off, and it is in a crate in front of you there as well. Once it is detached from the main body of the crystals in the crate are very dull. They're no longer like kind of luminescent in color and light anymore once they've been cut off. So yeah, there is like a crate full of these crystals. They're all about sort of, like handheld size. If you want to take some, you can.
I will. No.
Yeah, so you can take you can just put like a handful of purple crystals that you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, to the touch, they don't feel any different than you would expect from a normal, glassy surface crystal type of thing.
So they really are like a connected living organism, the plant, the vines and the crystal, it seems.
Yeah, it seems.
You hack a piece off, it's dead.
Yeah, it does seem like that. By similar to like coral maybe or something like that. That once you detach it from the main thing, it seems to lose its life force or whatever it is.
So like the plant things, kind of like the redder or yellow parts in the center of these crystal formations. Like, what do they look like? Are they still like crystals or?
Yeah, they remind you of flowers made of crystals. So they are in the shape of flowers in the same way that you would expect any kind of normal flower with petals, etc. But the petals themselves are made of like, triangular crystal structures. And so they also glow, and they glow the most with the kind of a reddish purplish light. And that's what's kind of illuminating the cavern here, is that these glowing kind of flower type things in the center of these arrangements, yeah.
So, and the only open way from here was where the giant came from. The other, like, there's no entrance here or anything.
Yeah, there's no other kind of exit to this cavern at all. There's basically just, it slopes downwards towards where there's a mass of these crystals, and then basically there's just like a cave entrance surrounded by crystals that goes deeper and lower into something. But there is a mass of these vines kind of at that point where, there's the most crystals as well. So getting through there would you would have to walk on vines or start to like kind of climb through crystal structures essentially. But it is like flat from you can see from here. It's like the floor itself is still flat rock that goes down. It's not like the whole tunnel is made of crystals. It is just like a tunnel that goes down, surrounded by crystals on the inside.
So probably the dwarves like researched these, but then something happened, and the people here died. We don't know what, because they seem to be like the crystals and the growth seem to be passive now, but I guess there was something that made them not so passive.
So how big are these the center flower crystal things? Like,
I mean, they vary in size a bit between these
Yeah.
different things, but the biggest ones are probably like a dining table size. The smallest ones down to like a stool or a something like that sort of size. So quite big.
Yarok would like to try. Can we like, I don't know, exterminate one of these like smaller growings, like hack away at the vines and see if we can like get to and remove the glowing core and see like what would happen, like what would do the other party members think that can like
Should at least
start-
get into a defensive position, I think, if we want
Yeah,
to
like-
try that. They might react aggressively.
Mm.
And they, I mean, I don't know.
Start hacking away at the vines. Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, if you want to choose one, then yeah, you can do that. But
Do you guys want to stay where you are? Dudon and Finley?
Yeah, I was kind of looking at the tunnel over there.
yeah, dude, with your
Lack of
you-
dark vision?
yeah, you have dark vision, or no? Yeah, you
No.
do. You don't. Halflings
No.
do.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I think
with
it
your
was
lack-
like the other.
Your token has dark vision on it. Isn't it like because you're a ghost something halfling, like your race?
What?
Well, I haven't put that one
host
over here. At
device.
least.
I
No.
think we've talked about this before, like in
no.
the very first episode, like we lifted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no dark vision.
Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
why you have dark vision turned on then, but maybe because of
Ah,
the
maybe
animal
from the
that you
form?
were?
Mm.
Maybe.
Like one of the forms that they used probably had dark vision, so then.
True.
Okay, yeah. With your lack of dark vision, I mean, looking into the tunnel, yeah, I mean, it goes on a little bit as far as you can see, but it is just dark from there. You can't really make out anything further down.
How far can I throw? When you cast it, you can hurl the flame at the creature within 30 feet of you. I kind of would want to try to, throw the flame
Kobe.
ball ball to
Yeah,
the tunnel and see
down the
how it
tunnel.
looks.
yeah. You throw it, and less than 30 feet, it hits a wall where the tunnel curves away. So you can see up to that point, like throwing it, like it becomes a tunnel that curves off into the left.
And is it vines all the way over there, or only in the entrance?
Yeah, like the roof and the walls are all crystal, like a crystal structure at that point that are basically like, yeah. You can't tell from here whether or not there was a tunnel and the tunnel has been overgrown with crystals, or whether there is a tunnel through the crystals themselves, right? It's not, you can't really tell from here.
Okay.
So if Jarek is gonna start swinging at one of these, do you still want to stay there, or should we move back a bit and see what
I
happens?
mean, it's probably would have been around the same time, so I probably would be here.
I mean,
Well, I think he's
Jarek
gonna
wants
warn you
to-
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
warning
like-
you guys. Like, I want to do this. Any objections
just
or
run to
any
Rain.
preparations you want to do before?
Okay.
I could
Fine.
also like try to touch the center flower with mage hand, but I don't know if that would. But we can try that first, I guess. Just like
Ladies first.
so, I'm just gonna cast the mage hand Wait, actually, did I? I did. I think I did take that as. Yeah, I mentioned. And I'm gonna try to like touch the center flower and just see, does it react in any way to touch?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to react to any mage hand.
Okay. Alright. Well, I don't know. That sounds as good an idea as any. Of course, it might. They might react, but let's see. I'm
Can
down
your hand
for it.
can your hand carry a torch next to it?
I guess, but it only lasts for a minute, so it's not a long-term solution.
Mm.
I have a free hand, so I can just carry a torch myself as well.
I think he means to take the
Oh.
torch to the flower with the mage hand, which is
Oh,
Yeah, I
which
should.
you can do that. Yeah, yeah. The mage hand can carry a torch. Yeah.
yeah, we can try that.
Yeah, as you move a lit torch closer to the flower, it does glow in a brighter light. You feel the light around that particular flower glowing more as you move the torch towards it. Do you want to do anything else?
What if I try to touch it with the torch?
Yeah, you touch it with the torch and you watch as it absorbs the flame almost immediately. The flame is gone straight away, and the flower itself, in this case, the one that you touched here, actually blooms open when it was once closed up. It blooms open and becomes more of this kind of like wider open flower shape and glows quite bright. And you can see that the colors of the kind of orangey petals of the flower essentially glow with a kind of like internal orange glow that appears to it just appears to kind of like fuel it or somehow kind of like be absorbed by it or something like that.
All right. Well,
Let's see if we can kill it.
they like fire. We
Yeah.
know that much.
So maybe
I
they don't
wonder
like
if the-
ice.
Yeah, I checked if I have any ice spells or anything. No.
I have chill touch, but that's like that's actually
Necro.
necrotic.
Yeah, that's necro. Yeah.
The chill of the grave.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any
Me neither.
old spells.
I mean,
Start
I-
hacking at the vine.
Yeah, I wonder
Look
if
for the
if the dwarves got killed because they wanted to mine the central parts as well, but
Guess we'll find out.
Yarrick, you take your sword and start hacking at the vines. Yeah, I mean they shrink back away from any kind of impacts. You are able to like chop little bits off the bottom of them, and they kind of ooze out with a sort of amber, like a kind of like resin almost that comes out of them as they retract backwards into the plant. And it doesn't seem to have the kind of intelligence where the rest of the vines react or anything. It's like the ones you're hitting are just like plant. It's a plant-like reaction where plants can shrink away from certain sources of things, and it's kind of that. So you're able to easily kind of hack a space towards the crystal. And actually, now that you see Yarrick doing that, Finley, you kind of putting two and two together. The place you saw here previously appears to have that same treatment already, where they've already done that. There's no vines on this particular one, right? Because it looks like somebody's already chopped those vines all the way back to get access to the crystal easily. So yeah, without too much issue, you're able to do that and get kind of up to the crystal, essentially. Yeah.
I will just like yell that like it seemed like they had already hacked the crystals or like mined the crystals, and they seem to get dual when they are released from their mother flower or whatever you say.
Yeah, which brings the question, what happens if you touch the crystal that's still connected? Will it start to absorb heat from the person directly?
Well, it wasn't like it was only flame that it was interested in.
Yeah,
It
wasn't.
didn't like it wasn't interested in like us. It was just the people carrying torches.
Yeah, or
So it
even the magical
Prodigious
light
flame.
that you had. Yeah, it didn't seem to
Yeah,
be
but
interested in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magical light doesn't have heat. a person has
Yeah.
heat.
But it wasn't interested in people either. It's only on the people who were carrying torches with the flame.
Yeah, but that's like no.
Well, do they try to like come look? Do they try to touch you? It
No,
doesn't look like the
I'm
vines are. Yeah.
talking about touching the crystal.
Hmm.
So like I don't know. I guess I'm like here, hacking away at the stuff. So guys, get ready. I'll try to touch the crystal and see if I'll be able to pull my hand away if something happens.
Sure. Yeah, you put your hand on the crystal and it feels warm to the touch. Yeah. Similar to, like stones around a fireplace or something like that, where it's just like a warm, kind of glassy stone feeling. But it doesn't appear to harm you in any way or have any kind of immediate reaction to you touching it, just like a warm rock.
Okay, so now the how like much crystals are going around the center red flower thing that would we like have to clear away crystals to get to it, or
It's kind of like a rocky outcrop where the top of it is is the flower, so you could just climb up there. You wouldn't have, it's not blocked by the crystals. You can kind of make your way through the crystals yourself and get to the flower if you're interested in that. Or there's like kind of 2 or 3 crystals to hack through if you want to actually cut your way directly there.
well, I would try to climb up there and try to like break the flower thingy.
I'll come
off from it.
closer, just in case.
Yeah, just make an athletics check. Small DC just to climb up there, but yeah, it's still fine. But yeah, Yara clambers up onto the top of the crystals and gets closer to the thing. And as you get closer, yeah, you can feel the heat at this point coming off the flower itself. Now it feels like an electric fire or something like that, right? You can feel the radiant heat coming
Cozy.
off, but it doesn't feel like it's not like so hot that you can't. It's not like scalding you or anything that's hot, that it's so hot that it would cause any kind of immediate hurt to you. It's just like a warm, like a heater or something like that. And what do you want to do?
Like try to see like how securely is it attached to, like, can I with my, probably not with my bare hands, but like see if like how
Well attached is it?
yeah, how well is that?
Does it budge?
Yeah, like
Mhm.
would it require how much work to hack it away with a pickaxe or something like?
Yeah, so you just put like your sword or something, or
Yeah,
or
like
axe
try.
or something into the
I can go like get a pickaxe and throw it to him if needed, because there's a bunch of laying here.
Yeah,
So
true.
I can do that. Do I have to roll something to throw it?
No.
Thank you.
Hits him
Easily
in the
enough to
head.
do. Yeah, bonk. Yeah, it knocks him out. Yeah, you put the pickaxe kind of between where the red crystals sort of join the purple crystals, essentially, in this gap. And as you put the pickaxe into that gap, there is a wave of force and heat that explodes from the flower, throwing Yarrick backwards off the top of the rocky outcrop, and actually throwing Finley backwards from the current position you're stood in. So you both go like in this direction somewhere, really super relevant where, but yeah, flying through the air at speed and force. Finley, you take. This is 4d6 of fire damage and 4d6 of force damage / falling
But
damage.
do
as
I
you get
take the
thrown
fire
backwards.
damage?
Yeah,
I'm on the ground.
Yeah, you just take the 5 damage, Finley. as you're just thrown backwards by the wave of force. But Yarrick, this flower explodes in both fire and force, arcing you up 20 feet in an arc, smashing down into the rock. The force of the fire explosion as well, doing 32 points of damage in total. So it should be half and half fire and force, but I guess it doesn't make any difference for you. You're not resistant to any of it, so yeah.
Relentless endurance.
Yeah.
I
And,
somehow managed to keep. I don't follow on cancels.
Consciousness.
Like, wow.
Well,
That would be -10 otherwise.
Oh, what?
when do you get it back? Is it actually?
It's a
like-
long rest or a short rest that comes back. Relentless endurance.
Long rest, maybe.
I
But
think
has
it
he
must be a
used
long
it
rest.
even
Yeah,
during
I
this?
think so.
Long rest.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
How
So
often
Yarrick
can be
is
used?
dropped to what would kill a normal person, but with a orcish resilience is able to keep consciousness somehow at 1 health.
Head spinning.
Yeah, as he lands in the rocks at the back of the cavern, and obviously
So-
all of you hear this kind of huge
We noticed.
blast.
Really?
Yeah, you noticed. It, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
does it now look completely normal again, the crystal growth, or
Yeah.
You okay,
so
bro?
that might explain how people died.
but
Don't
it
know.
wasn't?
Yeah.
It
So
looked like
Finn-
they were strangled, right? The people who died.
Not necessarily. No, they. It was not a very good medicine roll, and Finlay, I would
Hmm.
say, as a result of this, you probably could put together that the bruising, battering of corpses is likely from the force of the explosion. You notice that Yarrick's not burnt, as in the fire damage is it's heat that's like a wave of heat, as opposed to a fire that is specifically burnt. It's more like a scalding that doesn't necessarily show up as like burns on the skin, right? So Finley, now looking at Yarrick, you make a direct connection to the corpses that are scattered around the area, as well as probably being related to similar reactions from the flowers. Yeah.
So could it be that they were like extracting, they were like working at that one, and they were all around it, and then they tried to like remove the flower, and then they just all died. The same
Yeah.
explosion. I guess that.
Could be.
Yeah,
That
I'll
seems
say
to be-
without a roll necessary that like you could probably go and check, but trajectory wise they kind of are all in like an explosive direction from the one flower. This guy who's close probably just was directly under the explosion and smushed into the ground from the thing, but the rest of them seem to, and like because the picks are broken, like for example there's a broken pickaxe here which seems to have gone with him in the blast and hit a rock and smashed in as part of it. So yeah, without rolling necessary, I say that you can piece that together as part of the puzzle. Yeah.
All right.
Yaruk, are you very badly hurt?
Yeah, I'll.
He's like it's like one of those cartoons where they're like in the rock, like it's stuck.
Yep.
Completely. Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
cast
I'll-
the healing word on you.
Yeah. Thanks.
You
Time for another short
roll.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we take a
No.
Well,
no.
yeah.
Spell casting
Yarok will just spend some time praying, aka casting healing word on
One.
himself.
And one,
Yeah,
but
I'm
six.
helping you a bit as well.
6 and a 5. Yeah. So you
Okay,
get
and I'll
Guys,
one on myself as well.
guys, it feels like another one.
Jarrek's basically full health now, I think.
It feels like if we wanna keep going in this mine and we wanna find out more, then we
Podcast
won't be
one.
able to make it back out of the mines tonight.
still-
Not tonight. Yeah, maybe not tonight, but I mean, would it be bad?
If we
No, I
we
don't
need
think
to be
so.
out of this level by midnight, otherwise it's
Otherwise
gonna be a
we-
problem with the guards.
Yeah, but
Nah, we can sneak
but-
them.
but okay.
It's fine.
okay, if we leave, then what are the chances we're gonna get back here as
I mean,
easily?
There are other ways.
Huh?
There's like other ways to get back. But
Yeah,
we
but-
still have a lot
I
of
mean-
time as well.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, like, we are hurt. We are out of magic, and you know, out of most of stuff. So we would really need a long rest. So just saying that you don't think we're gonna run into any other problems when we go ahead this mine that would
Probably,
require.
but like, wait. So are you completely out of spell slots?
No, but
me-
I'm
not
just
me, at
thinking
least.
realistically.
Yeah.
I'm.
We can go ahead. Like,
What I'm saying is that do we really need to head out tonight? Because I don't think we have another chance to get in this easily.
Yeah, I would
We
vote
are
that
gonna-
we stay over here. Yeah.
But they took up our names and they know that we're supposed to leave. So like,
And now we're lost in a mine and they don't find us.
but we're not
Yeah.
supposed. Well, yeah, but like, what do we do afterwards? Are we gonna be like wanted in the town and we need to like never come
Yeah.
back to Dwenheim?
Did we give our real names?
Yeah, I think so.
Why did you do that?
Yes, he took your names down, yeah, as part of the entourage. I mean, it definitely has Rain's name because
Yeah. Yeah, I put
she's
my
on
own
the
name in
she's
there,
on
yeah.
the actual document itself. But when he went through and you guys were checked for weapons and stuff, he also took your names down.
And we never know. Like, if we put a fake name, maybe they fucking have a list of everyone who's supposed to be in the town, and like, oh, you're not supposed to be here, or something. I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, they saw us anyway.
Yeah, but like we are.
And I think we like didn't we advertise ourselves in the tavern as Adamant might down here?
No, I think you chose not
Did
to.
we
No, I advertised us that to the
Oh, right, the
Backstreet
group of-
Boys.
Yeah, the group of kids. Yeah. So like, we've not been secretive about our identity. I think it would be better to, like, well, I think we should continue for now, but like we should
Yeah.
leave before nightfall and try to come back again with.
The
Some
way
other
we
method.
already got back in this mine is like through a rummaging ox. That like
Yeah.
so we could actually get. It wasn't easy to get in here.
Mm.
So what do you think is the chance that we are be able to do this again?
for now, I just think we should,
Continue.
yeah, and think about if we want to stay or leave later when we have more information.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah. So time to improvise. That's our speciality.
I'm just saying we're a bit hurt.
Well, if the
I'm
guards come
too late
looking
It's,
for us,
it's
now.
a risky business. It's a risky business.
Yeah, and
if the
I don't
guards
have.
come looking for us,
As
we
a
can't
player,
come up with a
I'm
story.
saying now I don't have any hit dice left either, so I can't even roll for HP in my short rests anymore. So just saying,
Mm.
like I'm like out of everything soon. So if we run into any enemies, we might all die.
I mean, it doesn't matter
It's
if you have hit
fine.
dice during the combat. Like, you're not gonna be able to use them.
I didn't say that. I just meant that if we have to take a short rest to heal, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, but like we can after the next combat. If things are looking rough, then we can go back.
Yep.
I don't think it's a good idea to just stop here for a long time. Like,
Mhm.
No, I was just saying that I don't feel like we have to really head back tonight, but whatever. If you wanna follow the law that badly, then even though we are here illegally anyway, then it's fine.
Is it illegal though?
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
lying to
we're-
authorities is
yeah,
illegal.
like
Yes.
forging the pass on its own is already illegal.
Yeah, and
But it's only
trespassing
illegal
and-
if you get caught.
Yes.
Indeed. So we just, when we
What's
leave,
this train?
we just can't get caught.
No, but the thing is that they like we need to go through the pass and like sign out. Because they know that we're here and they know that we're supposed to leave. So if they don't get the information that we have left, then they know that either we've sneaked by and that's like they're gonna try to like catch us for that, or we're still here and they're gonna try to catch us for that. Either way, it's gonna make.
But when you say us, weren't you and Yaruk the only ones anyway who have put in the names?
Well, I mean, we all went through the pass at least. So
Oh
they
yeah,
saw
the
all
main
of us.
pass, yeah. But to the
Yeah.
mine level, then like these mines. We
I mean,
were
I was
invisible.
invisible.
Yeah, it was me and Stain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Just trying to recall.
Yeah, but you didn't have to give any names or anything to enter.
Yeah.
In this case, you were just
We just walked
they just
in
saw
like
your
we belong here.
saw your face or something. But there's a lot
Yeah.
of people coming and going, so who knows how much they'll remember you necessarily.
Okay, I think we can head to the mines then.
Yes.
Yeah, so straight ahead of you into the tunnel is like I say, it's basically like the sides and the roof are crystals. The floor is still relatively like solid rock, which doesn't appear to have like there's crystals sprouting off the sides and stuff, but there is a passage that you can follow on the normal rock. There are lots of vines on the ground within the passage as well, and obviously it's dark but you can see when you bring the torches up and stuff to it, you can see into the pass that it is curving off to the left. So after about 20 feet, it's you can't see any deeper into the tunnel without going down.
By the way, I'm gonna take one pickaxe with me from the floor that I find. If there are any
Yeah, there's still some intact and some stores
Big
that you can take for sure.
axe. Thank you.
I whip out my lanterns and
So
look into the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, you can see the same thing. Like, unfortunately, you just can't see around the corner. So you can see all the way down to the 20 feet or so of the tunnel before it turns off, and you can't see any further. So I need a marching order. Who is going first, leading the way, and in what order are you?
Gonna
rest of you?
probably be Jaruk. I doubt Dudon wants to go first.
I mean, I'm fine with plants and animals, so it should be fine. It should be fine.
I'll
Also,
go
I'm
third.
small, so it's easier for me to
I was about to
pass
say
with.
that the plants were dodging the giant, so maybe you should transform into something huge.
But they also were dodging us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
when we got close.
But I mean, we can go in a way that Yahruk, you go and I walk between your legs. That's fine as well. Technically,
on
I'm
his
small,
shoulder.
Just need a
but-
wide stance. Yeah. So Yara can do that. Yeah, I mean it's a close, small passage, so it is really like one single file. Obviously, Dudon, as a small creature, you're able to kind of move more easily around your allies within the thing. But so Dudon, Yara kind of combo first is fine. Who's next? Who's at the back? And
I'll go
cetera?
third.
Third.
I can go fourth.
Fourth.
I'll
I like to keep some space between us so we're not like right in a tight line. Like just have some space.
Just leave some gaps. Yeah, sure. Okay. So and also it's before you take the first step into the tunnel, the floor is these orange vines. It's not completely covered. You can see through the rock. There's it's similar to this where there's like a tangle of these orange vines across the whole floor of the tunnel. Do you want to do anything in the way that you approach this, Dudon or Yarok? Do you want to, is there some method that you're using to travel through here? Are you just sending it and seeing what happens, or
Yeah. What's Dudon's thinking on this? Yaruk probably would want to, clear the vines a bit with a sword or something.
I think that could potentially, make them more aggressive. I would just, make careful steps further, like stepping between the vines and, trying to shuffle my between them completely and take a steps.
Yeah, Yaruk goes with that. You're the plant guy.
with like a +2 to nature or something?
Yes.
I think like the rest of you guys is probably better. Yeah. But no, so as you start to tentatively walk into the tunnel, slowly taking step by step, as you plant your feet in gaps around the vines, they kind of retract a little bit and sort of allow footsteps in between them. As long as you're not sort of stepping on them, they seem to be kind of completely fine with kind of creating a space that allows you guys to walk step by step without standing on any vines. And you begin to walk into the tunnel.
Also, be quiet, just in case.
Okay, well, if you're going to be quiet, then you guys can do a group stealth check. just to see. So it's just a pass, like majority pass or majority fail on it.
Doesn't look good, guys.
Wait, it didn't. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put my armor back on.
Yeah, let's
So
say
it's
you can
even
do
worse.
better than a 5.
You should have.
A
I should have
disadvantage.
used the pass without trace, though. No?
Yeah, can
Well,
I roll
I mean-
worse than a 5?
Yeah.
Oh, well, now it.
Yeah, you definitely can.
You can. Regardless, even if you had succeeded, I mean, the general failure of the group. I mean, you all kind of walk forward into the trying to be quiet, but also trying to be careful about where you're placing your feet, and maybe not paying as much attention to kind of really being hidden or stealthy exactly as you walk through. So there is a bit of a noise as you go, but you're trying your best to be quiet and not make too much notice to you. And as you head down the passage, you come to the turning, the corner of the thing, and all of the tunnel is still all of the tunnel is
Clunk,
still
clunk, clunk.
crystals, and even as it turns off down to the left side, you can all make just, I guess, perception checks, everyone, since now that you're kind of fully in the tunnel and encompassed in crystals.
I got my second eye back.
Oh, I thought it was a double one.
Close.
Okay, yeah. So Rain, Yarek, Stain, you guys all get the now that you're kind of fully immersed in these crystals, you kind of see the patterns of growth that suggest that this was once a normal tunnel, not crystalline, and the crystals have grown up and through the tunnel over time, as opposed to kind of digging through crystals, or the crystals were always there and they made a tunnel through crystals or something like that, right? It does appear that this looks like a tunnel that has been here longer than the crystals were here, right? And Dudan, as you walk forwards a couple of steps, your foot hits something on the ground with a small clunk, which appears to be some sort of like something like metal on the ground in front of you.
I'm not releasing the pressure from the thingy.
It's
but
mine!
I like-
It's mine!
Yeah, can I look at it? Investigate? Is it like
Yeah,
pressure plate or something?
Yeah, make an investigation check, because it is kind of covered in vines and it's on the ground. It's not super easy to make out what it is. Yeah, oh, that was almost at 20. That's like
Yeah.
halfway between a 20 and a 14
Yeah.
for me. Yeah.
Been a couple of rolls like that.
Yeah. With a 14, yeah, it appears to be some kind of like chain, metal chain on the ground.
Oh.
Is
Maybe
it
that's
like
from the big
broken?
guy.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like a loose, loose
Yeah.
chain and not.
Yeah, yeah.
Good, yeah.
But yeah, the links are big. It's bigger than kind of a normal sort of chain you might see for a, an anchor or something. It's more like a big like castle gate style chain. The links are big, but it is like a coil, like it's kind of leading off down the tunnel a little bit. And you see actually that the tunnel here splits into two directions, in a sort of Y shape, as you kind of look at the chain leading off into the darkness, and there is like a bit of a Y-shaped tunnel. The chain is leading down the right-hand tunnel, but there is also a left-hand tunnel, both of which are crystalline in nature as well.
Well, if it is the giant chain, then it probably was free for quite a while if it's covered in vines.
Yeah.
So I should say as well, the last link of the chain is broken. And actually, anyone, once you kind of come together to investigate this, anyone can make an investigation check as well on the chain.
Sorry, I forgot to take my advantage of it. Once again.
Yeah, 10, 11, yeah. Yeah, I mean, basically,
We have
like,
a 15 and 1 earlier, though.
Yeah.
Rain, you can already identify this just from first looking at it. It is not just broken, the last link, it is cut.
Oh.
So tools cut the last chain link on this long, large chain that leads into this tunnel.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Did someone set him free then?
So like,
Sounds interesting.
yeah.
So you have a choice of where to lead them, Dudon. You can, if you have anything to kind of take more information,
Yes.
but there is.
So
I'm gonna smell.
how was
Does
it?
it smell
How did the line go?
Yeah. When in doubt, follow your
Trust-
nose
yeah,
or
follow your
something.
nose. Yeah.
Indeed,
do you-
exactly that's what.
Do you have it? Do you have
No.
No, you don't have advantage on smell checks when you're normally a
No.
halfling, right? But you can make a perception check using smell, scent.
Oh, oh,
Oh!
Insane, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you are familiar with scents and using smell in animal form, so it kind of rubs off on you in your halfling form a little bit, and you're able to at least kind of almost taste the air that comes from the two tunnels, and the one to where the chain is going. You get this sense of like a little bit of scent of like metallic in the air, something like that. You know, it's not easy for you to identify it with a halfling nose as opposed to a animal nose, but there's some kind of like metallic in the air. The left-hand tunnel is a lot fresher, essentially. The best way to describe it is something, you know, more fresh. Even with a crit, though, that's the best you're getting from sniffing the air.
So, guys, do we want fresh or do we want metal? Metallic as a bloodish.
I'm more curious about the fresh.
Maybe we should check that. So that's where the chain isn't going, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
we should
the
check
chain
at
goes,
least how.
chain goes to the metal in the metal direction.
Yeah.
The fresh goes in the other direction. Yeah.
Maybe
So
we should
2-0.
check that out
Yeah.
first.
Which one?
Metal.
2-1.
Yaruk doesn't really care either way.
What?
So, so I
I
guess
mean,
fresh.
I think we already ran into the big guy, so don't think there's another one here, right? So
We will see.
Yeah.
let's go find out.
So we go to the metal in that case.
Metal
Fresh.
direction.
I mean,
What?
no, but no.
Didn't you just earlier say, Tuli, that?
I did, but I thought you just said you want to check out the metal first, so it's fine.
No, I said that I want to check the fresh.
I don't care. Finley goes wherever you guys want to go.
6 hours later, a decision is
Yeah,
made.
yeah, let's make
Left or
play.
right?
So
One,
I
two,
think
two, we go. Come on.
it's like
We go to the metal one.
Yeah, metal is right.
You can just
fresh
roll
is
and then you say which one you want.
No,
One, two. Two is right. Right is metal. Chain on the ground. Heading off into the darkness of the chain. Yeah.
What do we see? Like with, I mean, I think Stain has a lantern out, right? Like,
Yes.
do we see anything with the lantern?
I have
shining
my
it
hooded
into the-
lantern at max and
Yeah.
the bullseye lantern pointing
Yeah,
forward.
so shining light down the tunnel in both directions. Again, they're just like too windy and curvy. They're not straight tunnels where you can see anything more than just more turns and these are, you know, they don't appear to be like similar to the dwarven mine shafts that you came through earlier, because those are very like clinical and cut in a straight line and they have beams holding them up and stuff. These tunnels are windy and more natural and more as if they are kind of, yeah, like they're not cut with purpose by like dwarves trying to mine. So this much you can tell from the current layout. But yeah, looking down either side is like, yeah, you see maybe 20 feet in one direction, 30 feet in another direction before it turns off too much for you to see.
All right. Well,
So metal
to
it
the
is.
chain it is.
yes.
You head forwards a little bit further and yeah, and you take a corner, you take another corner, you know, you head down. It's probably maybe like 60, 70, 80 feet. You keep going down like through these tunnels and they keep boring. Now you do notice after about 50, 60 feet coming down this right tunnel, the crystals stop, or at least peter out to the point where they appear to also be growing in the direction you're going, if that makes sense. So they kind of get less and less until there's almost no vines on the ground anymore, and there's no crystals on the sides of this rock tunnel that you're heading down.
To me, then it seems like they're now extending to this direction. So if we want to figure out what the hell is up with these crystals, we probably would want to go into the other direction.
Yeah, but let's
Oh, all right.
we could go. Let's find out where the chain goes first, and
Yeah, the
then we
chain
can-
is still on the ground, and you
yeah, we
notice
can
that
turn back
there's
then.
every 30-40 feet or something, there is a big stake like hammered into the rock here that is like holding the chain in place as it goes down, just for like extra support, it seems like, or some kind of additional, like to stop essentially like the chain like whipping all around the inside of a tunnel if whatever was held by the chain moved, for example. It is instead like staked to the ground to keep it where it is, but it does still extends. And as you get further down, I will say Dudon, you can just make a perception check. I say Dudon and Yarrick, you can both make perception checks at the front of the pack.
Do we have any idea if the dwarves are known to use a giant for mining operations? Is that
You can
something
make-
we've ever heard
You
about?
can make a history check, Rain.
Yeah, if the chain is like staked to the ground, that means the giant was kept in the tunnel around the junction, I guess.
Yeah, you can investigate maybe the stakes as well, Yarrick, if you are interested in kind of how that is maybe working. With a history check, I mean, you haven't heard of anything like that, like giants being used. Dwarves are not known to normally use like any kind of slaves or any kind of enslaved creatures. They tend to be pretty civilized normally, but obviously people can do all kinds of stuff, right? But standard practice is to use workers like normal, right?
But it does seem weird to have like the broken chain was near where we came from, so it was like
It was just past the junction, yeah.
yeah.
In the direction.
But the,
of
and
the
then, so but like the chain is supposedly starts from this direction that we're going into now, right?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah. It would you would think it would be the other way around if the dwarves were using it to mine out. Then the chain would start from the room we were first in, and it would lead into the mine. So you maybe it was someone else using. Well, I mean the manacles also looked like what was it like maybe made by Drow or something like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that would make sense that it wasn't actually the dwarves who used the giant. And the Drow are definitely in the business of slave trade. So
so history-wise, you're not necessarily sure about that, but you make some conclusions. Yarrick, with the investigation, you can see that these stakes driven in have like a clasp mechanism where you can unclasp it to potentially like go back. It's not a permanent thing where this chain is permanently attached. It's just designed for like safety, essentially, to stop a chain whipping around if, for example, a creature like a giant was on a chain and it turned around and whipped the chain around inside a 5 foot by 5 foot tunnel. You would make a blender of anyone inside the tunnel. So it's just designed as a safety feature to kind of keep the chain in place whilst the giant is in place at the end of the chain. That's how the kind of logic works, right? But Yarrick, with a 20 as well, you hear mechanical noises coming from ahead of you. Hard to tell how far, 20, 30, 60, it's echoing through the cave, but you can tell that there is something coming from further down the tunnel that you hear, which is like a kind of ratcheting, like kind of noise that reminds you of something that's like, like a more mechanical kind of sound.
Well, I relay the information to the others, like, can you hear that? There's
and if you
something
all
ahead.
quiet down, you can also hear this. It's just like almost like not like exactly like clockwork, but just a kind of sound.
how far ahead does it sound to be?
It's really hard to tell because of the echoing nature of the caves ahead of you. But looking down the tunnel, you can see another 20 feet down the tunnel. You don't see anything that could be causing that noise. But
One thing, like I could cast invisibility on myself and then go down the tunnel and see what's ahead if we don't want to barge in. But we can of course also just go as a group.
Yarok is always okay with the shoving the elf in front. You go check what's there.
So I'll do that then. I'll cast invisibility on myself, use one of my 2 spell slots, and get going.
Nice. Okay.
Try
Yeah.
to be stealthy, of course.
Yeah, you can make a stealth check.
And this is where it's gonna fail, right? Yeah, not great.
Not great. But, you know, it's hard with everything going on to step through the vines to. Sorry, the vines are not there anymore. But you are actually just stepping through or kind of sneaking through a small tunnel. But it is more difficult to kind of like navigate through the tunnel that you can't see what's going on so well. Yeah. What about light? Oh, you have dark vision. Right?
Dark vision, yeah.
So there is no source of light except from stuff behind you initially. So once you leave this kind of immediate light, there is some dim light for a decent amount, but you get to the point where even with your dark vision, there is no light ahead of you until you crest a corner and see ahead of you a source of light, and the dim light starts again. You walk forward a few more steps and you come to the edge of like a cliff edge essentially, where this tunnel comes out into a large open cavern. Looking out across the cavern, you see if you imagine, you know, in Lord of the Rings, the huge orc pit where there are all these machines that are like, you know, where they breed the orcs. It's that kind of scenario where you look out across a huge cavern and you see like huge chains pulling things. It's a mining operation of some kind, but you see huge chains pulling things. You see like huge like metal caskets being dragged across on like chain pulleys across the cavern, and you're quite high up, you know, maybe 4 or 5 stories off the floor, and there appears to be up to here like a platform built out into the cavern, and on this platform you can see a large ratchet type of thing that you would use to wind the chain up, and the chain that was attached previously to the giant is wrapped up around this thing so that you would be able to like retract it, pull it back, and it has like a big mechanism on it and a lever and stuff like that. There's no one immediately on this platform in front of you. There's no one there, and looking around these things moving, this constant like motion, you don't immediately see any human or humanoid creatures, anything actually like living in this cavern. It appears like semi-automated almost, or like everything is just moving, but you can't see anyone actually controlling anything immediately in this cavern. But what you do see from here also is out across, you know, there are like stalagmites and stalactites that meet each other in the middle to form pillars that support a cavernous like roof, and essentially this is like huge. This is like being back in the deep shelf again, right? This is like a huge operation that is, you know, goes out further than you can see in all directions. Multiple sort of these natural rock pillars holding up this area.
All right. So how far away am I from when I started with invisibility?
Probably only like 30 feet, a couple of corners ahead of you. Yeah.
Right. Well, I think I'll just go and walk back, and well, I think just let them know what I saw.
Yeah.
Around, like that. I'm still staying invisible, I guess. But maybe
Who's
someone
talking?
gets
Who's
spooked.
talking?
But yeah, just like tell them that just a bit ahead there's like this massive cavern opening up, and it seems there's like a mining operation going here. I have no idea who's doing it. I didn't see anyone around, but it's definitely giant came from there. We can probably, if we go carefully, we can go check it out, because yeah, I didn't see any guards or anything, but maybe they are hidden as well. That's a
Okay, so
possibility.
now that we know it's like a big sort of opening there's some kind of operations going on, do you think you would want to check the other way as well, the other tunnel, before we head towards there?
if it's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Seems like we're gonna get
Yeah, that's
stuck
not,
there. Then if we start to
Yeah.
go ahead,
yeah.
I'm up for going to the other direction.
Yep.
we can check out if we find anything interesting.
Sounds
there
like a
as
good
well.
idea.
Yeah.
See what's the deal with these crystals?
Just like as we're walking back, I'm just thinking like, whoa, what the hell's happened here? So like, something from another cavern that maybe initially wasn't linked to this. They like wanted to break in, and maybe they used the giant for
Hmm.
that.
Maybe.
Classic
And-
dwarves digging too greedily.
Well, maybe it wasn't the dwarves digging here though, but yeah,
yeah, like, close
but
enough.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, as you ponder that, you head back to the other. It does take a bit of time, so this is probably taking you sort of an hour or so at this point to travel there, travel all the way back. So it is getting on a little bit in the day, just to keep you on track with timing-wise. And you head back to the direction where you smelt the fresh, or Dudon smelt the fresh. Smells. And if you want to head in that direction, Yarek leading the way again.
I can also, now that I do have the invisibility
If
up,
you're
I
still
could-
invisible, yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe
Le-
it's easiest.
yeah, when you get to that point, sorry, when you get kind of a few, like 15 minutes or so walking down that tunnel, you start to hear the sound of running water.
All right. Maybe you guys just stay back here for a bit. I'll go check it out and see what is there.
And yeah, moving forward again, a couple of minutes walking forwards because you're in range to hear the running water. So you see that this tunnel, this one is still encased in crystals everywhere, opens up into essentially like a beautiful crystal grotto. The whole kind of like area is walled with crystals. You see these like purple crystals with the flowers, but you also see other crystals and other shapes and a ton of flora, flowers, plants. The whole floor is like a kind of a blue grass that kind of waves in the wind as you watch. You don't know where the wind comes from because you're underground. But there is a large waterfall that falls from somewhere that you can't even see when you look up into a pool in the center of this, which itself is like slightly bioluminescent in the darkness. There's no lights in the room, but there is various kind of glows from different crystal structures in this grotto, and you can see obviously as you come to kind of the junction that there's a majority of these kind of like these red crystal flowers that have gathered around this tunnel and have grown into the tunnel and in the direction of the way you came.
I'll just go back to the group and tell them to come check this out. Like, seems clear.
Yeah, you
Something
didn't see any
rather weird.
immediately
going on.
anything there. Yeah, you guys all come together and see exactly this, like this crystal grotto essentially. And it's this one's more like a large tunnel, so it leads off in a direction, but from where you are, there in the center of this tunnel that's leading off is like a huge waterfall that drops down to water, and it appears the water runs off away from you guys, and there is various plants, flowers, etc. You don't immediately hear any or see any creatures here.
Liarok at least is impressed how like beautiful the place probably looks.
Is there
Trip was
anything
worth for this at least.
getting smashed by a giant? Yeah.
Seeing the world.
Wonder where the waterfall comes from. Maybe. Is there any chance it could be linked to the waterfalls? No, not linked to the bay, right? Yeah.
I mean,
But I guess we haven't
Can
seen a
be.
second level.
yeah.
Place is pretty huge, so it could be another like water system, but very hard to say. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
maybe there
worth
will
saying
be...
from your like internal sense of direction and stuff. Like having gone down into the mine from the deep shelf, you went down quite considerably down because that was a slope straight down. Then you got down another sort of story down to the place where the crystals were. Then you went down in that tunnel, and all of these tunnels have been sloping slightly down and
Okay.
also been going far away. So you would judge yourself to be much deeper and relatively far away from Dwenhem, like because you've been
Okay.
walking for almost an hour
Yeah.
probably from where you entered. So at this point, you're probably quite far from, you haven't turned back on yourself very often. It's been generally in one direction, so you're quite far away from,
Mhm.
the city itself.
So, were there any other openings in this cavern that we can see other than the one where we
Yeah,
came from and the waterfall?
Make a perception check, yeah. Yeah, with the 19, like looking around, this is like it's similar to sort of like a subway tunnel or a big like road tunnel that leads away from you, and just immediately in front of you is a waterfall, but behind that, the waterfall's not up against a wall, it just falls from a single point and down. But behind that is a tunnel that leads off. You can't even see how far, and it looks like from your position that there's tunnels that lead off left, right, all over the place here. It's again a connected cavern system, cave system.
Yeah, it's a maze down here.
Well,
Yeah.
at least if Dudo would have the same orientation knowledge than I have in Minecraft, we are doomed.
True.
So like, I mean, the crystals definitely grew into the other rooms from here. Like that seems very likely. And then, like maybe they've only grown in now because they weren't connected before, and now it's like been broken into. Now the crystals are growing in.
Probably.
But maybe they need water or something to actually keep growing, or like maybe the conditions in the first room are not good enough. Like they are here for them to grow like everywhere around the room. All right. Well, I mean, either way we go, this seems like it's not gonna be done quickly. Like if we go through here, like it's probably gonna be a long time, and we might get lost. And if we go in the other way, like we might meet the people who hold that mining operation there, and they might not be friendly.
Yeah.
And it's also like a huge system as well.
So what do we do with this information that we have found out now? Where are we gonna bring it, and what are we gonna do with it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess one thing we could do is that now we can contact the Goldbrew clan again and be like, if you guys don't open up, then we'll like leak this information.
Ooh,
Like
blackmail! I like it,
Yeah.
Rain. I like it.
like they probably don't want this to be known that their mining operation is connected to this massive cave system that's connected to someone else's mining operation, like maybe linked to the Drow. Like if that got out, like that might have some big effects for them. And so like because they didn't want to meet with us earlier, but maybe like with some persuading.
Did we find some evidence of the Drow weapons or tools here that we could take with us as like evidence?
Well, the manacles, but they weren't like, I don't know if they were that, like it wasn't definite.
Yeah.
It would be them.
Yep.
That would be pretty easy to deny that. Well, anyone could have made those with those materials.
But I guess we do also have for example, well, I guess we showed the hand crossbow from Stain, but we haven't shown anyone the Drow mission blade.
Yeah.
So we could say we found it from
I
here.
still have it with me because it was just a dagger. So I just have a dagger with me, and he was like, that's fine. So.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be too worried about the actual origins
But
of the blade.
if we're gonna leave now, which I think it's a good idea. We have all this information and stuff. Maybe we should try to grab some things from here that we still find on our way out that we can, if we could bring something out with us.
Like what would we?
I don't know. I mean, I already have the dull crystals, but
Yeah.
Yeah, since there were different color crystals in this part of the cave, I mean, I guess we could like collect a variety to.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we could try to go to the mining operation and see if we can maybe grab something from there. But yeah, like we could grab something from here and go there, see if we can find something that would like, I mean, we don't know that it's drow. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but maybe we could go there and see if we can find any evidence of who is holding this mining operation. Like we don't need to find anyone, we just need to find some stuff that looks like it's like they would give us hints, and maybe that would be enough, and then we can bail out. I
Yeah.
still have one use of invisibility, maybe, I don't know, Pinley, if you have.
I do.
Yeah. So we can use that to sneakily go on and grab. And I can also like, I don't need to make myself invisible. I think it was someone who I touch. So I could also like, I don't know, I could grab, like touch someone who's a bit sneakier than me, like Dudon, I guess.
Huh?
And that we could go back to the, well, we could go to the first tunnel where the chain was coming from. And I could, for example, cast invisibility on you, and you could sneak around and try to find some evidence of like who is operating the mine there, and just like grab something, and that gives us evidence of that, and then we just go out, and then we have like, well, we can blackmail, or we can like, I don't know. Then we have like options to get back here, probably, like, well, quite easily, I would say.
Okay.
What do you guys think? And we
You
can
know,
grab
sounds
something from
exciting.
here as well. I have no idea what this stuff is, but I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
not something any of us probably has ever seen, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine that it looks familiar to anyone. Yeah.
So that will, and we can also like then find out what this stuff is, and maybe that will tell us where we are right now. Grab some. But is there something that looks like it would be easy to kind of grab and just put in your bag?
mean, There's plenty of different crystals on the walls of different colors. There's this kind of like plant life on the ground, which is like a kind of combination of like crystal and plant, kind of like blue grass. There's also the water itself is a kind of glowing blue for some reason, which, you know, I don't know whether you would be able to take something like that, but yeah, there are
Okay.
kind of immediate plants and things. You could just pull up some grass, presumably, unless of
Yeah.
course you know, yeah, something bad happens if you do that.
Maybe it explodes as well.
Who knows?
Never know. But I mean, maybe I could bottle up some water and try to take some of that grass. See. Well, hopefully it doesn't react too hostilely, but we'll see.
Yeah, if somebody wants to do that, you.
Yeah, I can
Crimson
check
is
on the
green, be
plants again.
careful.
I'm starting with the. Well, I'll bottle up some water from the pool. First off, I'll do that.
I
Okay,
know
yeah,
nothing. This is grass.
Yeah, it's yeah, you do not. You've never
Big
seen anything
grass.
like this. It's this weird combination of it being like crystalline in nature instead of, you know, natural. In like it represents or it seems like it's plants, but it's plants with a crystal
Does it seem magical?
touch. Magical in a way that like there may be some inherent magic in this place, but not magical in a way that it's like a spell has been cast to generate this
Okay.
stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you take a few steps in the grass, and as you stand on the grass or kind of walk through the grass, as you brush up against it, each fiber of the kind of blue grass like glows in this kind of bioluminescent kind of way that you, as you walk through it, kind of you're making these like footprints of glowing light for a few seconds as it releases, which looks really cool as you walk through it. And you get to the edge of the pool, and you see inside the pool at the bottom, you see some like very smooth pebbles line the inside of the thing that appear to have been smoothed over time by the water. Otherwise, it looks relatively normal, like water. It's just it has a kind of like sheen or shimmer of this kind of blue color. And as you dip in your bottle and try to fill it up and bring it out, it glows inside the bottle still, and you put a stopper on it, and you have a glowing bottle of water.
Can I do some inspecting on the grass and see if it will blow up if I touch it?
Well, you've already kind of walked on it, and it doesn't appear to have blown
Yeah.
up or anything like that.
But if I rip it from the ground, then that might be.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to tell until you do it.
Well, all right.
In that case.
Fuck it, I'll try.
Yeah, no, it seems like normal grass. You pull it out, and you just have like a clump of this kind of like
Blue
glassy, kind of blue fiberglass, almost kind of like grass-like substance in your hand. Yeah.
All right. Do we want to grab anything else from here? Maybe, I don't know. The crystals did seem, at least, well, some of the crystals were a bit explosive, but are the crystals here? Like, I guess there's many different kinds.
Yeah, there's huge variety in color, and you see the red crystal flowers, but you see also varieties of like kind of almost trees made out of different kind of types of crystal and that sort of thing. And you also see some more normal plants that are not completely crystal, so you see some kind of sprouts of normal trees and stuff like that as well. But yeah, so it's not completely a crystal cavern, but there is a mixture of all these different kind of types.
If there's like trees and stuff, like, does anything look like it has like I don't know, fruits or something that would look to me as a fruit?
Immediately looking around, you don't see anything hanging off any of the trees that look like that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, since it was only the like center flower part of the like red and purple crystals that was dangerous, and they had succeeded in breaking away the purple part.
But we
You
also
would
do have that
assume-
with Finley.
Yeah, you would assume that if we don't touch like anything that dangerous looking, the other crystals would probably be fine to collect as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess-
you can go around and collect a few different samples of different colored crystals from the sides without too much problem. Yeah. Avoiding the kind of main large thing that caused an issue last time. Yeah.
So we do that, and then we go towards the other tunnel then? Is there anything anyone else wants to do here? I mean,
What are we gonna do in the other tunnel?
like, just see if we can find evidence of like who's operating the mine.
Yeah, it would be pretty embarrassing if it was like just another.
Dwarves.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
dwarves that two mines just happened to run into each other. So, like,
Yeah.
there's bad things happening. Oh, that's just
Okay.
our cousins over there. So, would be nice to collect some more info.
Yeah, so it's
we
probably
can.
about midday at this point. Probably take you another sort of 30 minutes to get back to the other mine again. But yeah, you can head in that direction, and you come back across the mine where you previously looked in before. And you can see as a general idea, but of many different kind of like contraptions and things from your point of view into a huge cavern system that stretches on for a long way in multiple directions in basically a huge open area. The immediate platform that you're on when you come out has this crank essentially for cranking back the chain that leads off. But then there is a ladder that heads down to another platform, which connects to other platforms, which connects to different sort of chain devices and machines, and other tunnels lead off into different sides. It's a whole kind of network of stuff here.
Okay, so Dudon, do you want to do this? I cast an invisibility on you. You turn into, well, you should first turn
Yes.
into some sneaky animal
I can.
that can
I
grab,
can do
still
that.
grabs like some stuff.
Yes. I'm casting Pass Without Trace on myself as well.
Okay, yeah. So
And
pass
then
without
I'm,
trace, invisibility, and
And I'm a big ass spider.
And a
Big ass spider.
Nice. A big ass spider. The Nicki
What's the
Minaj
stat
of
block on big ass
spiders.
spider?
Let me find it. Giant spider. Yes.
Yeah, so
Also-
you just need to make a stealth check.
Are we gonna continue much longer with this, like, session?
Like in D&D in general,
Yes.
like the session.
Session.
No.
I guess yeah, we'll be stopping soon.
Yeah, this is like the perfect part to stop, but you might as well finish off what you're immediately doing to.
Stealth is Dex, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this spider also have a +7 on stealth, so
So you've plus 17, right?
yeah, so
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, without a sound and without sight, an invisible spider. You're able to
Oh
call...
yeah, so invisible would be like would it be like advantage?
Against sight, it is advantage. Yeah.
So if someone would try to see you,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
specifically for sight, it's a 35 on stealth, but even with hearing, it's still good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, you guys don't see Dudon, but Dudon, you arrive at kind of a next platform down, and at that platform there does appear to be kind of a selection of it's like a workbench almost of someone who is like maybe repairing machines or something like that. So it has some wrenches and other tools that are on there, but these are unlike any tools maybe you've normally seen, and they are all made of black iron in a similar style to the manacles that you saw before, which you as a party identified as being drow related. There does appear to be a number of these tools here with a similar sort of style as the drow stuff that you came across. But everything is kind of abandoned, and you can tell that these tools have been kind of haphazardly left on the workbench, and then they haven't been tidied away, and it's not like it's nighttime and everyone's asleep or something. This place looks abandoned almost, or not
for how long?
currently in use. It's hard to say for how long, because there isn't really like a lot of dust down here. It's more of a kind of like mold situation or something like that rather than dust. So it's hard to tell exactly how long, but definitely a good period of time, more than like a day. Like these tools have are just left around with a bit of like grime on them suggests that there hasn't been anyone using them for a few days at least, or something like that.
Yeah, I think I wonder if I can like attach some of those tools with web, to me somehow. Use the spider web
like
to
wrap
web
the
to
t-
stuck.
I mean, you have a web ability, right? As
Yes.
a giant spider, so yeah, I don't see why you couldn't make a web sack and carry it back up. It won't be stealthy though, because you'll have a bunch of tools in a bag, jung, as you
Maybe
carry it.
if I take only one tool, then it wouldn't make
That
that.
would probably be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I take one tool, and I kinda. Is there like some, I don't know, like a platform in the above that where I could try to climb and see further to vaulting?
You can already see pretty far from where you are. You guys are like 4 or 5
true.
stories up the side of a wall, and down below you is this whole operation. So you can actually see pretty far from here. And as a spider, you could actually go in various directions on these chains that hang from the ceiling, which have various kind of some of them have like buckets like to carry stuff and this kind of thing. But it's not completely clear to you what exactly is going on here necessarily. So you don't know like, that's one of those, or that's this, or
Yeah. Okay, I'm in that case I still think that we might need some more evidences. So I just take one chain and start to walk on that and see where it leads.
Okay, yeah. You can walk on like ceilings and stuff without a problem as
Yes.
a spider, right? So you don't need to make any check to walk across the thing. And as you come across to the other side of what is a more like structured part, you see that you're in some sort of like workers' barracks type of thing. that you come into via this chain. And it actually looks as you pass across this chain that maybe these chains were used to actually transport people, not just materials, right? But as you come across to the other side, you in this barracks, you see again an abandoned kind of selection of rows of beds. But this appears to be more like a guard barracks or something like that, more military in style, because the conditions look decent, and there are kind of racks of weapons up against the walls, and again, pretty abandoned, and also not too many weapons. These are not full racks. There's like a rack that looks like it should have 10 spears, and there's like 2 spears left and one's on the floor. So it looks like whoever kind of cleared out of here did so in a rush, taking their weapons with them. But there are a number of what you can identify as drow weapons. They look similar to the mission blades in style and the way that they were created before.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh fuck, this would be more like range specialty, but I try to find some notes or books or something to see if there are like, you know, a diary or log keeping system somewhere that would
Yeah,
give
make an
more
investigation
info.
check.
Investigation. Oh,
Not bad, not bad. In here, it seems to be quite to the point. But looking around, like there would be, I guess, some probably like, yeah, like a kind of a log keeping book or system. But looking inside it, you don't read the language that it's written in, but you do
yeah, I'm
find
taking that.
a log book or some kind of like book with notes in it.
Yeah, I'm taking that with me as well.
Okay.
And then I would guess that okay, these are could be useful, and I still try to look like around me to see if there's any movement or no. Because I mean, if there aren't any movement, then I guess it would be safe to for rest of the group as well to come over here. So I start to, after investigating around, I start to go back to the group.
Yeah, no, you don't see any movement. It does appear to be kind of completely abandoned from everything you see. And you go back to the group with the logbook, with the tool that you kind of have scavenged from the trip.
So does anyone here like understand the writing? And just like I guess
What language
showing
is
it
it?
around.
It is written in Undercommon.
Yes.
If you speak
Me.
Undercommon. Finley speaks Undercommon. Yeah, this book is a signing in and out log, essentially, pretty straightforward, that just has a kind of like guard duty rota, and it's essentially just like who, like a number of people on guard duty at what times, and night shift,
Reading the
day shift, but they don't have nights and day shifts, but they just have
reading the
shifts.
names, what kind of race would it seem the names belong to?
Yeah, these are like elven names, but essentially, like you don't maybe make a history check.
I can as I read them out loud, the names, I can just like read them out loud to my group if they can help me.
Sure.
So could I do a
Yeah,
history
you
check
can make a
then?
history check as well. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
man.
Better than me.
I'll say this: why do you think Finley can speak Undercommon? Like, for what reason or how?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Because he did do like black market trade during his younger years, and
Okay.
that's something he doesn't probably speak it super proficiently himself, but he understands it and he can read it.
Mhm.
It's because he did some.
Yeah, in
Dirty
that
market.
case, you probably recognize the names as drow names. You may have in the past dealt occasionally with drow that have come to the surface for various reasons. So you would recognize these as similar to elven names, but with the kind of like twist
Yeah.
that suggests that they are like drow
And
names.
the where we are leads to drows more than elves in this kind of situation anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I tell that
you
to
know
the
at least
group.
enough that they come from underground.
Yeah.
And you're underground, and yeah.
So it seems like as this is written in Undercommon and these are very elven, these are elven names, I would think that these are probably drow names. So it all seems to connect.
So I
together
guess it
now.
would be. I guess would we know that this would mean? Well, like, does this seem like this place then is the Underdark, part of the Underdark?
Or at least a way to it.
Yeah, I mean, if depending on how much you know about the Underdark, I'm not sure what we establish necessarily as how much your characters know about the Underdark, but you know of the idea that there are civilizations that live underground in what is normally described as the Underdark, but the Underdark could be a whole selection of different things. So you do understand that the Drow live underground in huge underground cities and in caverns, and that is sometimes collectively referred to as the Underdark. But rather than it being like the Feywild, where it's like a whole different dimension, like you go there, you are now in the Feywild. It's like, where do the caves begin? Where does the Underdark begin
Yeah.
and caves end, right? But yeah, you get the impression that this probably is what would be referred to as the Underdark by people. Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I I think this might even be enough evidence. But I mean, if it's abandoned, I guess we could still look around. But how do you guys feel? I don't know. Should we or
So
should
you
or
know
is
it's
it
going to
not?
take you probably like a couple of hours to get back to the surface, at which point you will have to get out of the Goldborn mine.
Yeah.
Also, the
to-
further we go, the more likely we are to run into problems here, and then
Yeah.
we are either stuck here or we might even suffer
back here.
consequences that might be bad for our health.
But what I'll say is we can end it there before you decide what you do next. We can review the situation so you guys can make a choice rather than basing it on, anything else. But yeah, so I think for now, with you guys having recovered that evidence from this chamber, we will end it there, and then next time you can make a decision as to where you go next and how you proceed. Since there's a few different options potentially you could do. So
Yep.
yeah.
GG's.
All right.
Good stuff. GG's, guys.